Gobble gobble, everyone. I don't even. That's Zeke dressed up as a turkey.
Yeah, that's me dressed up as a turkey. Thanks for getting everybody's hopes up and making me look like the asshole for not being a turkey.
Look, Zeke's not the asshole. All right, he just didn't dress up like I told him to.
Like I told him to. Right. Yeah. Yeah, we also don't have a guest.
We don't have a guest, and that's my fault as well.
I'm really big on this screen.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, your camera's the size that it should be in terms of headspace and everything, but you are really big. You're zoomed up. Let's see if we can. No?
Look at Co. He's huge.
We'll do it like that.
Huge.
We'll just we'll just put you like that. You guys got...
I see you changed your king emote.
What?
Your itmeJP king emote.
Yeah, that was changed a while back when we redid all the emotes. We have all new emotes.
You can't even tell it's a piece of shit or a pile of shit now.
Yeah, I mean, a little
What are you
bit.
talking about? It's like
There's a fly, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we ended up changing all the emotes. I like our salt emote's the best one. We have 2 salt emotes because we're extra. Look at those salt emotes.
There's the salt, yeah, the angry salt.
And then the salt shaker who's so angry that he's shaking salt. It's pretty good.
Oh, the over salt one, the puking salt.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. That's inspired from the best salt emote on Twitch, which is Jesse Cox's, who is a salt shaker that is shaking another salt shaker out of salt. It's the best salt emote on Twitch. It's the best. It's so good.
There it is.
Yeah. It's so good. You guys got any big Thanksgiving plans? You guys celebrate at all? I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I'm watching shit on my new TV. That's what I've got planned.
This is the first year that grandma's just too old now. She can't make Thanksgiving dinner anymore.
Right.
So we were gonna have Chinese food. We're gonna order out Chinese food.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Then we found like a cafe courier kind of a thing, like a food delivery thing in Billings, which is not easy to find. It's easier to find in a big city, but that's not easy to find here in town. But we found one that will deliver us actual Thanksgiving dinner turkey stuff. So
oh wow.
Yeah, so we're gonna have it. We're gonna get it delivered, and we're gonna go over there and watch football and eat till our colon hates us.
Yeah, that's Thanksgiving basically.
But other than that, like I'm planning on broadcasting on Thursday, like after Thanksgiving is done.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing a longer stream tomorrow, but there's not like I don't know. I'll just be playing Overwatch all day if I do that. And that doesn't sound like too much fun at the moment. It sounds like 3 hours of fun, not longer stream amounts of fun. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. Co, what about you? You got big Thanksgiving plans?
We're doing Thanksgiving at my house this year, actually, in our new house. So my wife is currently scrambling every minute of every day, trying to prepare, as we are still very much moving in.
Yeah.
But yeah, having my family over, Lena's family over, not a lot, but small dinner. So should hopefully be pretty relaxed, and we'll see how it goes. But
do you guys have a table moved in yet?
We do. We have a dining room now. Did you know there's a whole room just for eating normally?
Yeah, they said that, and then I just made it a VR room. So
that's actually a good idea because I have a house now, and I have a dining room a house that I share with my brother, and we have a dining room that we never use because we both eat at our desk or in our bedroom.
Yep.
And we never use the dining room because it would be fucking weird.
Well, no.
Like sit there with my brother and be like, so how's your day?
Funniest story last night. After we streamed to Square Enix, they wanted to go get some food before because they had to go back up to Austin at like 2 a.m. or some crazy shit. And we went and got food. They're like, where do you normally eat? And I'm like, at my computer. They're like, oh, well, do you want to just sit at the dining room table that you have? And it's like, I guess so. And like we sat there in the role play set and ate food. I'm like, this is really weird. I've never eaten in here before. And they're just like, what the fuck are you talking? How have you not? I don't eat in there. I eat at this computer and continue watching or doing whatever I'm doing on the computer.
It's like that scene from the 80s Batman where Batman and Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale are sitting at that long ass table.
Yes.
And he's like, how's the soup?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
And he goes, looks around and like, I don't think I've ever been in this room before.
Is that Mask of the Phantasm? Is that what you're talking about?
No. This is Michael Keaton.
Oh, Michael Keaton. Oh, okay. You're talking about live action stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah.
That was a
good Batman, dude. It
The
had
best Batman, in my opinion.
I mean, this might be best Joker.
That's the thing. Like, Batman is always Batman. Joker has a lot of free reign because he's a lunatic. So I don't mind any Joker. Batman's, though, you can compare. Jokers are a little bit more difficult because you have a lot of space to move as far as actor or voice actor or whatever goes. Like, everybody brings something different to the table. Like, Jack Nicholson brought the old gangster turned lunatic into the genre and stuff like that. And of course, Mark Hamill's voice is just, you associate that with Joker all the time.
It might be the best voice, I think.
Heath Ledger just crushed it as the mysterious, no one knows who he is Joker.
Yeah.
So, he did a great job.
He did do a great job.
Mark Hamill, though, it's hard to beat Mark Hamill. I mean, that, especially for the kind of guy he normally is, that was such a transition. It was really impressive. He's kind of the man.
I'm trying, what is I guess for this generation, it'd probably be like the "Here We Go" or any of the other lines from Ledger. But if you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight is a pretty good line. That's a
why so serious?
That's true. Okay, that's big. That's bigger than definitely what I said.
No, I'm gonna hit you with my favorite line, and he tags it with one of those New Year's
kazoos
things that extend.
Yeah,
he goes,
yeah.
"This town needs an enema." That is my favorite Joker line of all time.
That's good too.
Yeah.
I think "Why So Serious" is probably a little bit bigger for this generation though than the.
I didn't see Suicide Squad. How was Leto?
I didn't watch it. I watched. I had the decision.
He lived the role, but it was kind of not. It was a weird
Yeah.
He dived in, but not necessarily. It was kind of a shallow pool. Maybe?
Yeah. I had the decision to watch X-Men Apocalypse or Suicide Squad the other night, and Twitter told me to watch X-Men Apocalypse first, so I did. It was not that great, but they said Suicide Squad is worse. So
wow, here are the buzzwords for Leto: boring, generic, terrible, forgettable,
absolutely garbage.
Absolutely garbage.
Yeah, I mean, people did not like that movie.
I liked the previews though. I liked his take on it. It's a young, first a youthful Joker.
Yeah,
he lost me energy, dude. The Joker would never sit in a dentist chair that long, ever.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That movie lost me, and I'm still probably gonna watch it because I'm a masochist. But that movie lost me at Will Smith saying "What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?" It's come on, dude. Come fucking on.
Yeah.
The Avengers is the only, and it was still kind of corny in the Avengers when Tony Stark was "We avenge," he said something like "We avenge" or some shit, and that was it's I understand that they have to say that because that's what they are, but fuck, man, the Will Smith delivery was just rough. It was just rough.
I think Will Smith was a bad choice for that movie. I
think so. I mean, they wanted to get as many stars, right?
Just judging by the previews, they had made a lot of bad choices and a lot. I thought Jared Leto was when I heard about it, I was and I saw him, I went, okay. And then I'm only judging by the previews, by the way.
Yeah.
So, but I saw some of the previews and stuff, and I wasn't mad at the Joker or I don't know who the fire guy was. No, I wasn't mad at the casting of those guys, but Will Smith, I didn't necessarily like the casting of Harley Quinn either. I don't know. Anyway, but going back to X-Men Apocalypse, the thing that I was
oh god, what a fucking just
the thing that I was
so bad.
It wasn't bad. It was boring. I think
look,
my take on it. It was
what they did.
I think it was just boring.
What they did, Zeke, was take my childhood, throw it on the ground, and stamp it to fucking death, and then pull down their pants and put a shit all over it, smeared the shit in, and then baked that shit, and then ate it. And that's what I did when I watched that movie. It was a bad movie. There was only 2 cool scenes in the entire movie. One of them happens at the very end, and it's kind of a spoiler, so I'm not going to say what it is, but if you've seen it, it's has to do with Jean Grey, which maybe be giving away too much if you already know what that is. Oh, yeah, you've got the You typed in the chat, Co, so it popped up.
Sorry.
We'll see what that is in just a sec. And then the other one was kind of Angel. He was kind of cool. Angel was my favorite person though in that storyline in the comics, but I didn't like the way he looked in the movie at all. But I guess it's kind of hard to do like a blue dude who's kind of like slender with metal wings. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and they make jokes about X-Men is famous for making jokes relating to the comics. Like Wolverine says, "What do you want? Blue and yellow spandex?" You know, from the comic.
Yeah.
Is that like one of those?
But if you can look this up. There were two models that they were going to use for Apocalypse.
Oh God, what a bad person.
They chose the shitty one. The one that they first had up because they had mock-ups of two Apocalypse. They're like, what kind of feel do you want? And the first one they had looked like the fucking the X-Men cartoon from back in the day.
So he had the thing. He actually had good straps that weren't part of his stupid fucking head.
Yes, he looked straps. Like a fucking like mechanical god. It was awesome.
Okay.
And they went with the shitty one.
Yeah, like even his voice was just bad. And then like Psylocke comes in and I'm just like, oh my God, Psylocke.
Go back to the cartoon and listen to fucking Apocalypse's voice.
He was great.
It is awesome.
He was great. Yeah. Psylocke in that, I think Psylocke might have been the biggest letdown. And that's not to say that like Olivia Munn was a bad actress or anything. She didn't have anything to act, to be honest. She was not even really in the movie too much. When I see Psylocke, I think of someone that's like, maybe it's because of the comics, but it's like pencil thin, like a fucking badass with like metal instead of this weird leather bullshit, and like a really badass sword. And they kind of missed the mark for me on that. So I don't know. I'm still glad I watched it because it was cool seeing Weapon X in the movie, but yeah.
There was another movie that I was excited for that I actually went to and was a huge letdown. Was Fantastic Meh and Where to...
You didn't like it?
It was such a bore.
I still haven't seen it. I might go see it tomorrow night.
Man, I tell you what, dude, it's not, once again, not a horrible movie, just super boring. Super boring.
Aaron went to see it. Strip and Dodger both went to see it, and they all said it was great. So I don't know. I haven't talked. Are you like a diehard Harry Potter fan?
No, I liked the movie.
They're all pretty diehardy.
They clipped along.
Yeah,
and they had action and all this kind of stuff. This one just took so long to build to anything, and I was just like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Okay. Well, maybe that'll lower my expectations, and I'll like it more. Maybe that'll happen. That's what I did with Apocalypse. That's the only way I fell asleep in the first 20 minutes and woke up 2 hours later and watched it again. But that's the only way I could finish it, is by know that I was about to watch a bad movie. So we'll go in there with middling opinions, and we'll see how it is. Maybe I'll see it tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Anyway, we should probably talk about video games or something.
Yeah.
The reason we're probably not going to have too long of a show, mostly because it's kind of a dead thing right now. Video games are kind of lackluster. We've got, not say lackluster.
I thought you were going to say video games are dead.
Video games are dead. Let's just be up front. They died. They'll be hopefully brought back to life by Final Fantasy next Tuesday, but we'll see. And we'll get to that as well. But yeah, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. We'll probably do a 2-hour show. At least that's what we're aiming for. We always say that, and we go full 3, but we'll see what happens today.
Yeah.
Zeke, why don't we start with you though? What have you been playing? Anything new and exciting?
Yeah, no, I played. There was another VR game that I actually picked up after last Wednesday called Robinson the Journey.
Oh, that's right. We talked. Yeah, I remember you saying this.
Yeah, Robinson the Journey. I picked that up, and it was probably like on par with Eve Valkyrie as far as immersion goes.
Okay, let me pull it up here.
It's on Steam?
No, it's on PSVR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only VR set that I have.
Yeah.
But Robinson the Journey was a very immersive, cool experience. You do have to deal with like the disembodied hands the whole time, which is, kind of the thing for PlayStation VR.
But, oh my God, that thing's tails ginormous.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's the best part about this is there are dinosaurs, and they, you're in VR, so they're enormous, and they're walking around, and you're looking at them, and you're crawling like near them and under them, and you're around them and stuff. But as far as like really being in the game, it was really good. You sit down the whole time, which is nice, which I think a couple of games could have done with. Like, I'm trying to think of another game that you stand up and play, but you don't really have to. Like, Job Simulator. You shouldn't have to stand up and play it, but you do. But when you sit down, you're actually like between 5 and 6 feet tall. So you actually are standing up in the game.
Right.
And if I'm stuttering a lot, it's because I'm trying to take the word like out of my vocabulary.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it. I say it so much.
I forgot I think it was Steven tried to do that on roleplay once. He tried to take like any like pause phrase that you use, like I just did with like, out of his conversation, and it was like watching someone having mini strokes every 5 seconds.
It's like fucking tough, man.
Yeah.
He kept going like, and then I think what he did is every time he said it, he gave the party a gold.
Oh, really?
So we benefit, or something like that. Yeah, we benefit from it. So we kept saying like, can you go a little bit further and explain more?
Yeah, kept goading him.
Yeah, it'd be like, it's like if nope, you can't say it. That was fun. Yeah. It's hard to do that, so kudos to you.
I like the positive negative that everyone does these days. Yeah. But no, when
I'm guilty of that.
So when you start hearing it, you hear it everywhere.
I don't want to say
but no. Or no. Yeah, but it's like, wait, we all say that?
I think one of the things that we can the biggest disservice we could do to our fans is if we highlight the things that we say the most, because the second that our fans realize that, they're going to know that we say that all the fucking time. And people that watch, like, they know a bunch of things that I say many times throughout a stream. I'll say them a billion fucking times throughout the show. So I'm just not going to say what that is. But yeah, everyone has that stuff. So good on you for trying to fix it, Zeke.
No, I put it out there so people will call me on it.
Okay.
Because it doesn't lend itself to intelligent conversation. If you use the word like in your sentences too often, the
perception of your
perception. There you go.
Yeah. You should watch a lot of Aaron Sorkin TV, because he's great at having really long-winded conversations without any of those bullshit filler words. But then you're just going to sound like an elitist prick the entire time. So maybe you should do that. I don't know. Just watch a bunch of West Wing.
I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to improve your speech patterns and your vocabulary.
Right. No. I'm saying if you emulate Aaron Sorkin's conversation style, you'll sound like...
Oh, my God. Like West Wing style?
Yeah, like West Wing or Newsroom. I've watched all of Newsroom in the past, week or so.
Anyway, getting back to Robinson the Journey, fantastic game. It's actually longer than a lot of other VR games. It took me a couple of sit-down sessions to do it. One, because...
4 hours or 8 hours?
I think it was somewhere around 6.
First VOD was 3 hour 35, and the second one was split with Dishonored, so about 8 hours. 7 or 8.
Yeah, so, but there's a lot of exploration you can do. I might show it on this, but I'm not sure. But you have that thing in your hand is a scanner, so you can switch over into a green light, and you scan like animals that are around you, and you add them to your what is it, infosphere, info library.
You could say anything there and we'd believe you.
And it's technobabble.
Yeah, exactly.
You put them in your photon capacitor.
Yeah. You scan them a few times. There's certain animals that you have to scan a few times to actually get them into your library with like an animated entry into your info library.
Okay.
But so that you can there's more time that you can spend during the game. It is immersive. It is the sound effects are wonderful. The sound design is awesome. It is a $60 game, of course, VR. So like there it is.
Whoa.
So take it for what you want.
Wait, now most of the PSVR stuff is not $60, is it?
A lot of it is, actually.
A lot of it is.
Really?
They charge a lot for their games compared to what you get on Live.
Valkyrie is 60. Robinson the Journey is 60.
Batman's 20.
Batman's 20. Rush of Blood, Until Dawn Rush of Blood is 20.
Okay.
And I think those are the only two $60 games that I bought. Okay. But for a VR experience, man, if you can afford it, it's worth it. It's really, really cool. And there's like, that's my pet. You get you start with the pet Leica, who is your pet Tyrannosaurus that you have raised. Basically, you are on a planet other than Earth to save the human race, and you're looking for survivors. That's the gist of the plot.
Okay. So the dinosaurs built a spaceship and about 1 million years ago and went to another planet?
No, they evolved on a different planet.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. We found a planet that was so similar to Earth that it had dinosaurs.
Huh.
I think.
That's kind of a cool take on science fiction. I like that.
Yeah.
Is this kind of what the game is? A lot of item manipulation, trying to build bridges and shit?
No, I fucked this up. I was bad at this part.
Okay, let's skip ahead and see some different gameplay.
A little bit. This was cool. The climbing was pretty sweet. They took advantage of people's acrophobia, the fear of heights, during certain parts. But it felt
you're actually using the controls, like moving them and holding a button down and stuff like that.
You look. You have your two motion controls, and you look to where you want to grab, and then you hit the trigger of the hand you want to grab the ledge. Okay. So
you're not actually moving the hands.
Nope. I'm using my head to move it, which is so much better than trying to like move your hands, because sometimes you'll go out of the range of the VR camera and it's more difficult. Moving your head to move your hand to put your hands in certain places is so much better. But there's a lot of this climbing stuff. There's a couple of parts that I won't spoil, but they definitely play on your fear of fear of falling.
Having not used the PSVR too much, especially in games like this, do you get a sense? Because obviously we're not seeing that.
I'm sorry. I was using a controller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was using a controller.
Regardless, do you get a sense of scale or depth when it comes to those ledges and how far they are away, or no?
Oh yes,
you do. Okay.
There are times when you have to God damn it. There are times when you have to really stretch and try and look and
that's cool.
Try and grab that one outcropping that you're trying to grab, or you have to just take the slow way around, because there's one up here, there's a ledge up here, but there's little mini ones that you can climb that you can go back and get there eventually. But if you really stretch, sometimes you can catch that one ledge.
Oh my God. You didn't mess with the frog there. So I'm on a frog kick right now because of Cortiswards. You wouldn't find a lot of frogs.
Okay.
There's a little frog on the ground you didn't look down at. Are you just trying to figure out what you're supposed to do? Is that what's happening? Whoa,
yes.
You threw that thing
There's a lot of puzzly. There's a lot of puzzly elements to it. Oh, and that thing it levitates whatever is allowed to be levitated.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There are certain things that are too heavy to levitate, so you have to find a power boost tower so you can move heavy items. And that kind of thing. It's really a lot of fun. It is, like I said, for every other PSVR game, the price point is a little steep, of course. $400 for the headset.
Right.
And then you have to pay like on top of that $60 for a 7-hour experience. But it is pretty great. If you can afford it, it's pretty great.
On the topic of VR, Google Maps or Google Earth VR came out last Monday, or maybe last Monday, I think.
Is that on the Google headset?
No, it's on Vive. It's only on Vive right now. And everyone that's played it that I've talked to or heard talk about it has said that there is a sensation or a feeling or a psychological effect that astronauts have, that they all say when you come back from being in space and you're actually able to see Earth as, one planet from afar, and realize that we're all so fucking tiny on this giant piece of rock called Earth, and like see that from afar in space is like a transformative experience, and it's something that kind of changes their outlook on life. Everyone said that they get inklings of that from Google Earth VR, because you're able to go back, like you can basically you can trace your path that you take to go somewhere. You can start at your house and go down the road, take a right, go down the road there, take a left, go down. Like you can go anywhere. It's street level view, just like Google Maps, but you're in VR. So you're actually in that place.
Well, hold on. Is it like Google Maps where you can like move?
It goes street level.
Forward?
Oh, it's seamless. It's not like it skips you forward. It's like,
it's seamless.
Yeah, it's like you start out on the planet and you just start zooming in on wherever you want, and it loads it. It doesn't go to a loading screen. It just starts to fill it in as you get closer and closer and closer and closer.
That's pretty wild.
So I might actually hook my Vive back up to do that, because everyone was like, it's free apparently. And they were all saying like it's actually an emotional experience. Which sounds really rad.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was recently on Twitter, and he quoted, and he was on the late night, and he recently quoted something that it says exactly that. It's from an Apollo 14 astronaut, Edgar Mitchell. You develop an instant global consciousness, a people orientation, and intense dissatisfaction with the state of the world, and a compulsion to do something about it. From out there on the moon, international politics looks so petty. You want to grab a politician by the scruff of the neck and drag him 250,000 miles away and say, "Look at that, you son of a bitch."
Yeah, that's inspirational.
He's such a badass.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Apollo 14 astronaut that said that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hell of a quote.
Yeah. And if you ever watch old Cosmos videos or something like that, Carl Sagan the pale blue dot, and it like zooms out and it shows like us within the Milky Way galaxy.
Oh shit!
You can't even see us. It is so cool.
I wonder if Cosmos is on Netflix in 4K, because I might actually watch it for the new one. That is not the old one. I might actually watch that because I haven't watched it yet. But yeah. That's why I want to play the Google Earth VR stuff, and I might actually hook the Vive back up and set all that shit back up, just to do that, because everyone is saying like and a lot of the stuff you got to remember, Google does kind of like one pass on most of their maps, and some of that stuff is pretty old. Like if you live in fucking the middle of nowhere, it's not going to be an updated street view. It's going to be a 3 or 4 year old street view from whenever they did that on the first pass with like a drone a while back. And so be able to go back and like, I could see what my house looked like when the people lived here before me and see what they did outside, or that type of stuff. That would be wild to be able to literally go back in time and see what it looked like back then.
Timeline for the map.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of crazy.
That'd be rad, right? If you could go back and forth on timeline, see things being built.
That would be kind of crazy and also slightly scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, theoretically, if it was like taken, I mean, there's a small chance that if like the Street View car went in path with someone, you could watch someone like walk down the road and do their thing and go to a store. And
yep. Yeah.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah. It looked really cool. It looked really cool. I think they have plans to go to other VR headsets. It's not on Oculus, I don't think. And it's definitely not on PSVR yet, but I hope they expand. That's one thing I will say about the PSVR. It's hooked up. Like the actual headset's over there, but the PS4 Pro is ready to go. All I have to do is plug the headset into this little thing, and I'm done. Like I'm hooked up. If I want to put up the Vive and set it up, I got to move a PC over there. I got to bring a monitor. I got to hook those things up, get a mouse and keyboard. I got to put the 2 stands up. I got to make sure those are configured. I got to fucking pull the headset over there, make sure that stuff's all good to go, plugged in. Like, it's a fucking process. It's like a 2-hour ordeal for me to do all that shit.
Yeah, I'm actually in the process right now. Like, I've got the VR room, I've got the sensors installed, my old gamer's in there, and now it's like, how do I stream this? Do I completely set OBS back up on the other computer? Do I figure out how to connect it to my streaming machine? Like, I don't even know where to get started.
Yeah, I set that up in the other room. So if you have any questions or want opinion on how I did it, let me know. I'll fill you in, because it worked, and there were other things that I would definitely improve on. And that
is the biggest selling point for console PlayStation VR, is that it's just so much more convenient and easy to use.
Yeah, it's effortless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you see. Oh, by the way, getting back to the game, you see that little. I
saw a little green bug thing. Yeah.
That's what you do. Like, I am scanning different things, and when you have the scan on an animal, green and red dots appear. You collect all the green dots and skip the red dots, and then then the research is complete. If you hit the red dots, you got to start over again. And I was trying to scan a long neck, was what he calls them, which is a I don't know, Brontosaurus diplodocus or whatever the hell. I don't fucking know.
It's a dinosaur.
It's a fucking long neck dinosaur herbivore. But I had to scan that fucker a million times, because the bigger they are, the more dots they have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's freaky trying to scan carnivorous animals sometimes.
Yeah, I bet. Someone asked.
This is what I'm talking about. See the reach? I'm trying to reach it. I can't. There, I got it.
Okay. Yeah, that looks like fun.
Climbing is so much fun in this.
There's a game called, I think, The Climb, and it might be Oculus exclusive, or at least started on Oculus, that tried to do the same thing as this, but in a more, this is the full game experience of climbing. And people said it was kind of cool. I don't know how much it was, or if it's on PSVR yet, but you could look that up for sure. Someone asked, by the way, do we need a Pro for a good VR experience? You're not using a Pro, right, Zeke? Is this a PS4 Pro?
No,
I have a PS4 Pro.
Oh,
yes.
You have one. Okay. Yep. You don't necessarily need a PS4 Pro for a good VR experience, though.
I've heard the VR stuff doesn't really utilize Pro too much, unfortunately.
I can't speak to that.
Can you speak to this game? Did it take advantage of PlayStation Pro?
No, I really don't know.
Yeah, I think people are still, like, Digital Foundry and stuff is still. I don't think they've put out a video on the benefits of it yet.
Another thing I heard, and JP, maybe you can help me out with this. Apparently, with the PlayStation Pro stuff, it was said at one point that no game will utilize PlayStation Pro out of the box. You have to go into settings and enable it for every game that's going to be using it.
That sounds about right. I know in 15 you do. I know in the Judgment demo you had to go into the options and turn on. Again, it was in Japanese, so I forgot the exact translation of it, but it's like higher HD textures. Basically,
does it save your settings and everything? I'm assuming it does.
Oh yeah,
right?
it's you just do it once. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm totally. I mean, fuck. Anytime I open up a PC game, the first thing I do is go into the settings, change the resolution, put everything on max. So I'm totally okay with that.
It's just gonna be weird doing that too now. Like, that's gonna become a new thing for console games now too.
Yeah. At least for the PlayStation, we got a bit for Scorpio to come out.
The one thing I was kind of disappointed with. Oh, this part is really cool. You're trying to feed this dinosaur to get him to move. And he is huge. This does it no justice.
Yeah, the sensor scale stuff is some of the coolest in VR.
Yeah. But what I was saying, one of the most disappointing things about the PS Pro, it's not a SSD. It's not a solid state.
Yeah.
I would imagine that they would put a solid state in there. Everything takes for fucking ever.
I saw some speeds on I forgot who was doing it, but you can put an SSD in it.
Yeah, you can. It has a changeable drive, hard drive. Sure.
And they said that it wasn't too much of a benefit. It's the matter of seconds when it comes to loading.
Is it really?
Yeah. But
how important are your seconds?
Quick question. What makes PlayStation downloading so fucking
It's the worst. It's the worst. It's the worst fucking thing. It's
Why?
the worst fucking.
Why is that?
Because their
PSN,
network sucks.
Their network sucks.
And they haven't upgraded them since the late 90s.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's just terrible.
The fastest I've ever gotten, and they don't show download speeds for a reason because they're fucking awful. But
yeah, they don't even give. I was downloading something that didn't give me a screen or a progress bar.
You have to literally go into downloads and open up the game, and it fills up the screen. Yeah, it's.
I
terrible.
got my Time Warner internet upgraded to 350 megabits down, and a week later is when I did my Uncharted franchise playthrough. So I went and downloaded like the new ones as they came out. Took me a day and a half. I had to bump back my stream because it didn't download. I mean, I was just like, this is crazy. It was going at like less than a meg.
So the trick,
few seconds.
There is a trick to doing it. You can somehow get on a faster download if you constantly pause and restart, and watch how fast or how quick the download, like the actual file size grows that you're downloading.
Oh wow!
And eventually, like if you do it enough times, like we got to load Final Fantasy 15 pretty soon. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna sit there.
Is it preloading yet?
I think it starts tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow night. Cool. But yeah, if you just constantly pause and refresh, it'll eventually connect you to a fast server. But on the flip side, I installed my or hooked up. There's not really an install. The Xbox One S that I got for Gears of War 4, and that, of course, when I booted it up, immediately had to download an update, and it was about a gig. It took 4-5 minutes to download. Like, it was super fucking fast. So I guess Xbox has upgraded their servers, because that was the first time I had patched anything on Xbox in a long time, and it was real quick. It was real quick. So, but yeah, PSN's fucking stupid slow. It really is stupid slow. Zeke, did you play any other VR games besides this, or is this the only one?
I actually had on Sunday. I had my friend Wendy Caramels as her Twitch name. She came over and we played, or she played Job Simulator.
Oh, okay.
One other thing that I really like about VR games, easy to pick up and play.
Totally.
For anybody, for non-gamers, and this is before I changed my green screen. This is the reason why I changed my green screen, because it didn't stretch up.
Oh, it didn't go up to the top.
Yeah. So now it's all the way to the ceiling and all the way down. But she played Job Simulator and had a blast. She played through all of the, like, not through all of them, but she played through every different job for at least 20, 30 minutes. And it was easy for her to pick up and play. It was a lot of fun. It's got a great sense of humor.
Here's a perfect example of exactly what you're saying. Aurelian's kid is 7 years old. We put her into Job Simulator, and 5 seconds before she was manipulating everything in that environment. So it's super, super easy to just put a headset on someone and have them start fucking with stuff, no matter what the age is.
Real quick, Job Simulator, that's not the one by the Rick and Morty guys, is it? It's accounting? Yes. Oh, it is.
No, they're in this. They have voices in this.
Yeah.
But they also did the accounting game too.
They did the accounting.
So Job Simulator is not accounting. Those are two different games.
Two different games made by the same developer, though.
Oh, yes. Okay, cool.
But Justin Roiland, I always mix up who does the voices.
Yeah, I can't.
Whichever one, Justin Roiland, Dan Harmon, whichever one does the voices has voices in this. You can hear it. You can hear Rick and Morty when you turn on the radio during the auto shop. You turn on the radio and you hear like complete Rick and Morty like sense of humor coming out of the radio, and the voice, of course. Yeah, I'm going to actually pick this up and play. I didn't play it for myself at all.
I think it was I saw a little bit of the Giant Bomb guys playing it, and something glitched out, and he couldn't manipulate the item on the ground, and so the audio loop just kept occurring over and over, and it was the Rick and Morty voices going like, this is you're a fucking idiot. Go pick up that thing, you fucking moron, you fucking idiot. You fucking idiot guy. And I was like this. I couldn't listen to that for more than 5 seconds. I just had to skip forward because it was in the Morty voice of them just going, you fucking idiot. God, I can't believe you can't pick this up, you fucking moron. Just over and over. And it wasn't even funny. It wasn't delivered well at all. Talking about it is funnier than the actual like experience of it happening. So I want to have someone play that full game and let me know if it's any good. So feel free to jump into that. I guess Coke, because you don't have a Vive yet, Zeke, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, and I don't think it's anywhere else but Vive.
Wait,
You're talking about the accounting game?
Yeah, accounting, not job simulator.
Oh, accounting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is that one on Steam?
Accounting, yes, it's free too. It doesn't cost any money.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only like 40 minutes an
How
hour.
do they put out free? Wait, what?
Because
Overall ratings overwhelmingly positive.
I mean, you'll get people to try it. The thing is, and some people know this and some people don't. If you put something out for a lower amount of money, more people will use that thing than they will pay $60 for something that's going to be the same exact experience.
Are there ads in the game?
I don't think so. No.
How do they make just free games?
I mean, it's the Rick and Morty guys. They probably have enough money to just kind of throw at projects like this.
What a bunch of badasses.
Yeah. Yeah. But so Zeke, did she like it? Was she into it?
Yeah, absolutely. It does get, for someone who is not a gamer, it does get a little repetitive, a little I don't want to say boring, but it plateaus after you do a certain amount of jobs while you're in the game.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward to actually playing this all the way through myself.
Playing all the different jobs.
It's got a very indie kind of sense of humor to it.
Yeah.
And you're run by robots, and the robots always call you human, and they say things like, that was on purpose. They say things like, you are doing a very good job. Now it's time for human food.
Right.
And stuff like it's great.
It was one of the most enjoyable experiences I had on the Vive when I first got it, and I was big into that stuff, but I haven't jumped back in because it's just a fucking nightmare to hook up. I want to look into that stuff that came out with the wireless. I think pre-orders are available now. I don't know if it's shipped yet, but you can do the Vive completely wireless, which would be great.
They were talking. I saw something about that as far as the latency. They have it down to like maybe point whatever seconds.
Yeah. I think it's about 240 just for the wireless kit though. So if you add in that plus the headset plus the computer, it's like a fucking $3,000 like experiment.
And that's something I cannot stress enough.
Yeah.
The price point is terrible right now. The price wall is awful.
Yeah.
And it just, if you can afford it, it's a great experience. It's fun.
Here's a great way for people that can maybe compare. VR is more expensive than 4K TVs right now. There's a deal buster for Walmart on Friday for a 4K TV for $200. Like you can go buy a fucking 4K TV set, not the best one, for $200. That's where we're at in technology, but VR is still $400 to $600 price point entry. So it's got a ways. It's got a ways before it becomes and I hope it continues. I hope enough people are purchasing the stuff or show interest in the stuff that they continue to grow it out and make it cheaper for people.
I will say wireless it sounds so sweet, especially for people who have had to move their streaming setups.
Yeah.
Wireless sounds like a dream, a fever dream, and a peyote nightmare.
Yeah, sounds amazing. I want, and we talked about this when Dick Show was on. I want the wireless HDMI tech that they're using for that, so that I can have all these cables underneath my desk just disappear.
Oh God, yes. Probably a third of the cables behind my computer right now are HDMI cables and pass-throughs and splitters and yeah.
When the guy came by last night from Square Enix with the dev kit, he's like, I brought an HDMI cable, and I looked down at the floor and looked up at him and was like, do I have to use that cable? He goes, no, we could use any of those 10 down there. I was like, great. So I just grabbed one of those. But yeah, it's a fucking mess, man. That's the one thing I hate is cable management, because you can't manage any of this shit because it's constantly being fucked with. Plugging it in, taking shit out so it refreshes capture cards. It's a nightmare.
I gotta say though, man, like I'm starting to get pretty impressed by how many games I'm seeing. I checked the VR thing back when I got my Vive, so a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I went through all the top sellers, and there were a few things that looked kind of interesting, but nothing really. Just now, I was like, hey, we're talking about VR. Let me check out Steam and see what's on there. Dude, I have like 6 things in my cart right now that I had never seen before. Got like There's a Serious Sam for VR.
Yeah, they have that.
The
Yeah.
Last Hope. Redoubt, haven't played that yet. Just picked up Job Simulator. A Legend of Luca, which is apparently a room scale VR game roguelike.
I don't think I've played that one.
Which is the VR thing. I think you played that one, JP.
What one?
Final Approach. It's a plain virtual reality combat game. Like, there's so many cool games that weren't here when I looked just a few months ago.
Huh. What was it? Someone, and you might be really interested in this since you did a full Doom playthrough. Someone completely did a transition for Doom BFG, the Doom 3.
Heard about
BFG.
that.
It's completely done in VR. The left controller and right controller work completely with it, and the headset works, and everything shoots, and it's a full total conversion. And I think
Where do I get that?
I don't know. You just Google for it. You could probably find it pretty easily. Yeah,
I will find that. Awesome.
it seems like it's the real deal. So you should definitely jump at that.
Thank you. Also, slight note about games moving to VR. Todd Howard confirmed that not only are they still working on Fallout 4 VR, because there was a little bit of confusion since they kind of went silent on it for a while, but he said that there's going to be some really cool stuff in it that has not been done before for that kind of thing. So,
all right.
I still little part of me that hopes they're going to put in melee weapons that are controllers.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's feasible, but oh my God, if they did, can you imagine like holding weapons in the Fallout universe and that's how you attack and stuff? And oh man, that'd be insane.
Yeah,
I still don't think they're going to do that. I still think they're just going to use a controller and be lame. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, a lot of people in chat are saying Subnautica VR. I have to try that out.
Like there's so many experiences where it's like they have. We've talked about this to death, but I'm still in the same boat. Like there's nothing that's gotten me to pull away enough or interest me enough to get me to set it up again, except right now for Google VR. That it might be the one thing that gets me to hook that back up over the holidays.
Speaking of that, I was reminded when you were saying that, and I forgot to say it. During Robinson the Journey, that little guy that's following you around, that little robot, whatever,
little circle dude.
Yeah, there are times when you can go into his view, and he goes way up, like into the sky, and you see this VR bird's eye view of the entire landscape of all the dinosaurs that are there, of yourself, and it's like being in a plane or a helicopter. It looks fan-fucking-tastic. I can't even imagine what the Google Earth stuff would be like. But seeing that and looking around and actually having everything be in 3 dimensions, so you feel it's not a topographical map.
Yeah.
It's actually an eyeball in the sky looking at 3D images of everything.
And I should state, Google VR is not either. It's all 3D. If you go downtown in a city, all the like high-rise buildings are fully 3D. You can go up and kind of put your hand out there and manipulate it. Someone
No
linked me
idea
this
they
GIF.
did that, man.
This is hilarious.
I can't wait to check that out. What is this?
A person using VR was doing a game where you jump off of it.
Oh God!
And face planted into the wall because someone came up and pushed her, like tapped her on her shoulder to give her a package or something is what I could deduce. She just jumps off the building right into the wall. And that happens in VR, dude. If you have that headset on for a long enough time, you lose complete ability to realize where you're at in a room.
The only way
her head hitting that wall before her knee hit the ground?
Maybe. I don't know. It's off frame. I can't see.
Woo.
The only way that I realized during certain games that I was not facing the camera was I have my microphone fed into my ears.
It would pull it.
No. So I can hear, like, if I'm not facing the microphone. So I would end up like this, going, all right, it doesn't sound like I'm facing the camera. And I take the headset off and I'd be looking at the wall, go, oh shit, got to reorient myself over here.
Yep. I've done that stuff too.
Yeah, that's another thing. Actually, we were talking earlier about streaming VR and like the Vive, particularly. I don't have a wireless mic.
Yeah,
like I have
so if you get one of these with a receiver, it'll run you about $1,000. They're expensive. Well, it's $1,000 because the mic. I bought an extra mic that's not the stock mic. It comes with the mic if you buy the receiver. You can actually buy
the receiver just like a USB.
No, it is. I can actually take it out. You can go to Sennheiser and they sell you a like all in one package. So you get the receiver, you get the wireless thing that you could strap onto your belt, and you get a microphone with it. And it's about $800, I think.
I remember doing musical theater, community musical theater, and sometimes we had the headset mics so we could walk around, and they were so strict about who could touch it, what you were doing with it on, because
they're expensive.
They are fucking outrageously expensive.
You know those the headsets they use at Twitch sometimes that have the like kind of like what Man uses, where it has a little thing that goes down right here, then a little bud. Yeah, those run about $500 if you get a good one.
They're stupid. His Countryman, he's telling me the price of his Countryman mic, and he said, thankfully, I worked out a deal with them where I just kind of tell them what mic I'm using. But if I didn't, it would have been like a $600-700 mic.
Yep. So this is the receiver that you get, and you can get a wireless receiver as well. But that's if you want to like put it to a top of a DSLR camera and be wireless completely. So you get one of these, which is what you just plug in to AC power. It uses an XLR, then the XLR just plugs straight into your mixer.
Okay.
And so that's how it works out. But yeah, I think the pack, I forget exactly. I can look it up real quick. I think it was around $800 though for everything. And
after having used a headset mic for the first couple of years that I was streaming, and then moving to a stationary desk mic, or just wired microphone that it's not on my head, I would never go back.
They are definitely a different thing entirely when it comes to how they operate.
Yeah. If I could just figure out how to get wireless earbuds that actually work with my mixer. Yeah. I know you can Bluetooth certain things, but going into a mixer, you have to have a wire.
Right.
So while I was Googling for that, I mean, you can get wireless headphones, the exact same thing, except it's not a mic, it's just a headphone set. I mean, unfortunately, I'm looking at a kit that's again $1,000. Yeah. But it's basically any sound that goes into the receiver will be transmitted to the wireless headset with the same little thing that you plug a mic into.
And I used
wireless. Only $1,000, Zeke.
I used a wireless headset as well for mine. It was a unfortunately with wireless headsets, you really do get what you pay for. And $150 is not much, because my wireless headset that was a Sennheiser sounded like shit. It like games, I would listen to the VOD afterwards and then go back and put on this headset and load up the game, and it sounds not like the same game at all. So it sounds really poorly.
Dumb suggestion. What about like Bluetooth?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what type of bandwidth Bluetooth has, because it's mostly used for just voice calls, and it might not be that high. I'm looking at the Sennheiser kit that I bought. It's $650. You get this, you get the wireless thing, and you get a Sennheiser mic for $650. And it's there's a $100 rebate right now for $550 as well.
JP,
what's up?
Sennheiser.
Sennheiser? It's Sennheiser. I know. I just pronounce. Look,
Sennheiser.
I have a different name for everything.
You sound like Bubbles from Trailer Park was like, I've always called him a Sam Squanch. I'm never going to change. I've called him Sam Squanch since I was a little boy.
What is a Sam Squanch?
How I say things.
What's a Sam? Oh, Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Let's pull that off. Well, that's not good.
I'm not going to change. I know it's wrong. I'm not going to change.
Yeah, like I still can't pronounce Patreon 100% of the time. So, I mean, why the fuck would I start with
It's Patreon, JP.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kidding.
Huh. Well, that thing didn't. It's got little receivers on the back that are... Also, I just want to say, I wish everyone would go to this type of cable or this type of connection where it locks in. HDMI is just plug in. Give me the fucking SDI connections, man. So much fucking better. I wish everyone would do that shit, but it's an industry standard now, so we're not going to. I don't know how we got on to talking about tech, so... I bought a new headphone amp as well.
Wireless Vive.
Yes, that's right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I might go down. I don't use the Vive though, so why would I drop another $200 in a fucking thing I don't use? I don't know. I'll probably end up doing it.
Dude, I gotta admit, I took the plunge for Elite Dangerous. I wanted total immersion, and damn it, I'm gonna try it. I got my Rift hooked up to my PC. I got my X52 Pro joystick and flight stick combo.
Ooh, is that SciTech?
I'm gonna give it a serious try.
Okay, all right.
I gotta admit, I found it much easier to get the the Rift looking like how I wanted. I did not get that issue that I had with the Vive, with the Rift.
Okay.
And I still think it may have been something to do with the game that I was doing, the Solus project. But
Maybe so.
yeah, I've played all of 3 minutes of ED with the Rift on, and it is awesome. And what's even cooler about particularly doing Elite Dangerous in VR is the controls in the spaceship are exactly the same as the X52 Pro system. So you have your hands on these two units and you're moving them around. Your guy in game is too, and you're seeing that in your VR, and it's just like, holy shit. Like it's the immersive level is pretty awesome. And also in ED, what's really cool is there's screens on the left and right that don't show up unless you just turn your head and look at them.
Yep, I did that a little bit.
Using all, so it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to spending some time in there. I haven't had a chance yet.
Yeah. Are you gonna stream that? It's Oculus, right?
I don't know if I'm gonna stream it yet. I got it more as like a proof of concept because I'm kind of getting more into VR, and I really wanted to do find the most immersive kind of the best ways I can really experience VR right now. And that I've been told by many people that ED in that whole setup is a good place to start. So
yeah,
I've been streaming some of this game lately called Rebel Galaxy, though, which is kind of like an very arcadey ED. It's where ED is the simulation, Rebel Galaxy is like the arcade, just for fun, just total fun kind of thing. And I've been kind of thinking about
it's very Firefly in space. We were talking about this. Yes, very Firefly in space with one of the best soundtracks.
That's right, Zeke. Yeah, I was trying to remember who had played this before and talked about it. And it was Zeke. Yeah, because this is the one where you can't go up and down, right? You just go.
Correct. Yeah.
It plays
naval.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would have made this game on a planet, to be honest, and that these were like some kind of crazy advanced naval ships, because it feels like it would have made a bit more sense. But that being said, when we first talked about this game, God, a year ago, Zeke, it's been a long time, and since we first talked about this game, and I was kind of like, it's kind of cool, and the music, the few seconds of music I heard sound cool, but I wasn't really sold on it. I thought the 2D space thing would kind of pull me off a little bit. But damn it, if I didn't download it like a week ago, just randomly, it was in my, I think someone gifted it to me, and I randomly fired it up, and I was like, let me just see how it plays. I played it for about 10 minutes, realized that it was a lot like a game I used to love called Escape Velocity, and all of a sudden, the moment clicked for me when I got to a shipyard, one of the first ones that you can really see all the ships you can buy in the game, and there was this one ship at the bottom called the Black Gate, and I was in like one of the starting ships, right? So I'd click on my little starting ship, and there I'd be. And then I'd scroll down and click on the Black Gate, and it would like zoom out 10 times and be like, boom! Like this giant, like, I had 2 turrets on my little starting ship. The Black Gate has 18 or 16. I had 2 broadsides. It has 20. Like, when I realized the scope at which you could advance in this game, I all of a sudden was like, wait, and there's like different factions, and they have their own ships, and we can like, oh shit. So I started playing it offline, and then just a few days ago, I was like, you know what? Let me try streaming this. And sure as hell, I mean, it is a damn fun chill stream game, just to hang out, shoot the shit, listen to good music, and blow things up in space.
Yeah, I remember Zeke's favorite thing about the game was the music, right?
Yeah, it's that like bluesy, bluegrassy. If you know the title song for Firefly, it's similar to that.
Okay.
And Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. I have it on my phone, and I listen. One of the rare cases that I actually listen to a video game soundtrack on the go.
Oh,
yeah, it's really good. I'm not sure where exactly to get it though. It was gifted to me.
Rebel Galaxy? Oh,
no, not Rebel Galaxy. The soundtrack.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can actually just Google it. There's like YouTube playlists and stuff now.
Okay.
But real quick, while we're on the topic of this, not only can you get this game on Steam, but right now it's 66% off today. You can get it for like, I think $7 or something.
Holy shit! Okay.
If you are a Space Sim fan, and by the way, if you get to some of the later videos, like especially today, I'm in an awesome new ship. It may be the last ship that I'm. Yeah, there it is. That's called the Minotaur.
That thing is fucking huge,
dude. And that's not even the biggest ship. It's so cool. But yeah, and there go the broadside lasers. I've got like 10 broadside lasers that just are absolutely nuts. Like missiles off.
Destroy that guy in like a second.
Oh yeah, dude. It took a lot of work to get here though. I've played this. I put like 30 hours into this game so far, just doing side missions and flying around, and yeah, it's badass. But yeah, you can get this game for like $7 right now. If it even looks partly interesting to you, I recommend picking it up.
But let's not forget there are RP elements to it. When you stop at a station or a planet, or I'm not sure if there's planets you stop at. I know you stop at like
Stations,
space stations. There are RP elements. You talk to people. You have dialogue choices and stuff like it's
and there's a main story that is actually somewhat interesting. I'm going to be continuing it tomorrow, but I don't want to spoil it too much. But it has to do with like this, ancient AI you find and all the stuff that entails with that, and the AI doesn't even know what it's for. So there's a little bit of a story to it too. It's fully voice acted in those times as well. And what's also a kind of cool little thing is the aliens all speak their own language, but what they actually are is Earth languages that have been distorted to sound alien. But what's funny is like I think we were talking to a race yesterday, and someone in chat was like, "Is that guy speaking Dutch?" And like they started like trying to analyze it and stuff and break it down. It was pretty
That
cool.
sounds very similar to the Swan Song story.
I like your spaceship.
Like we found an ancient AI. We had no idea what it did. It turns out it was like super important. Everyone else in the galaxy spoke different languages from Earth. Like that's pretty much what happened in Roleplay Swan
That's
Song.
sounding very similar, actually.
Yeah.
The AI used to be a slave, but now they want to be free. et
Yep.
cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And there was another AI that like wanted that AI back. Yeah. Okay.
There's definitely factions that want the AI, but we haven't been a second one yet.
Okay.
So maybe that's
okay. Maybe that's something that pops up. I don't know. Maybe he's a big fan. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe I just haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah. We don't know.
By the way, are we taking a break today, JP?
No, I think we're just gonna go for one more hour, then call it a show.
I'm gonna go grab a beer.
Okay. Sounds good.
I always like that idea of having aliens speak, but you can understand them.
Yeah.
In the fashion of Star Trek, where you have a universal translator, but it comes out different. One of my favorite episodes of Star Trek is when they meet a race of people that speak only in metaphors. So Darmok with Jalad at Tanagra, and they just speak it. So they have to like kind of figure it out. He's speaking. You can understand what he's saying, but he's speaking as if he's describing another scene that he knows of in his history to you, and I'm rambling. But I always like that
No, I
idea.
get what you're saying.
You can understand their words, but not necessarily how they're put together sometimes.
Okay. Was that Next Generation? What's Star Trek was that?
Yeah, Next Generation. When the walls fell, his arms wide.
I'll have to watch. I haven't.
Eyes shut.
I was talking to Aaron the other day. I haven't watched a full thing, like a full TV series of Star Trek before. I haven't seen like all of Next Generation. I haven't seen all of Voyager. I might go watch all that stuff because a lot of it's on Netflix now.
Voyager's awesome.
Yeah.
Me and Lana watched Voyager beginning to end over like a 2-month period. Just
Have either of you ever watched Farscape?
I used to watch Farscape when it was on one-offs on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I always enjoyed it, and I've heard it's really good. But here's what I'll say: I'll warn you. I've been told by many Farscape fans that it's got a longer Firefly-esque issue, where you get all involved and everything's good, and it's over.
It just ends. Oh, that sucks. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't like. But that being said, don't let that deter you. It's on our list of shows we want to watch, and I've heard what's there is pretty damn good.
Okay.
So
I feel like I'm going to turn into this 4K snob and be like, well, can I watch it in 4K? Yep, not going to watch that. 'Cause it's, like all the old stuff is so not ever going to be 4K really. So
It's crazy. I'm not seeing a lot of shit posting about Farscape. It's pretty much
yeah, everyone seems as good.
everyone seems to like it. So I'll give it a shot. I love sci-fi. I just
the Farscape movie?
never caught it.
I didn't know there was a movie. I just remember it as the TV show. And I was always weirded out.
Oh, no kidding. So wow, they really did Firefly it.
Did the main character have like some weird like fan thing behind his head? That's Farscape, right? Like
That was one of them.
Yeah.
He had that weird hair thing.
Yeah.
That came out, little half sun kind of deal.
That was a guy. That was Farscape.
That was
right?
Farscape.
Okay, yeah. That always
And the
weirded me
blue
out, so I
chick
never watched it.
And the weird alien thing that was like the floating head in the torso.
Yeah.
That golden guy with the little red eye. Oh, dude, that guy was crazy.
I remember that stuff now. So that was Rebel Galaxy. Zeke, I know you did some Toontown stuff.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
But before we get to that, I wanted to say that I put my friend Wendy in the headset for Until Dawn.
Oh, that was Babylon 5. Shit, sorry.
You're talking about Cylons?
No, the guy with the hair, that was Babylon 5.
You're triggering so many people when you say you're talking about Cylons, because that's Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
Babylon 5.
We are.
I've never watched Babylon 5 or Farscape, so.
Have you seen Battlestar Galactica?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
The new run.
Yeah.
The newer run.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the other run.
Okay. Here's Wendy playing some
This
Until Dawn.
is so like if I could recommend one VR game, it would be Until Dawn Rush of Blood, because you can put a new person inside of it every time, and it is as much fun to play it as it is to watch somebody else play it.
We didn't see this
Especially
scene last week.
sitting there because I had to dodge, like she had the guns and I had to dodge like her fucking fist coming out and trying to shoot some. She hit me a few times. It was great. Also, it's a startly game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that come out at you and startle you, like this. Whoa! And it's fun being next to the person and listening to them squeal when something terrifying happens. And you sit there waiting with like, here comes the part. Here comes that part.
Oh, because yeah.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
Did you ever take advantage of that?
It is $20. $20, well worth it.
Did you ever take it? Oh, wait, you're about to.
Oh, yeah.
See,
That's exactly what I was wondering. Like,
I'm a dick. I was
totally
there's a rule in my house that if someone has a VR headset on them, you cannot touch them. You have to basically be like, hey, over here. And they have to acknowledge that you're talking to them, because I think
You don't
that
want to create VR PTSD.
it's one of the most fucked up things if someone does that to you.
I will never make that rule, ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I think that's the reason why that fucking girl that we saw earlier in that GIF ran straight into the wall because someone touched her and she freaked the fuck out for no reason.
Well, that's different. I'm not talking about like shoving someone over her.
No, they just touched her.
Dude, if you see the video,
him in the
just
gut.
touches her.
Yeah.
He doesn't push her. He touches her.
You don't know how people are going to react when they are living in a different world and have an outside influence. That's why I think it's like so fucked up.
Don't make it like that.
No, I'm not saying like you're a terrible person for doing it. This is much more minor. But yeah, if you're standing up and stuff, I fully agree.
You're a terrible person for many different reasons than that. That's not one of them.
Yeah, exactly. I fully think that you should not fuck with someone if they are standing up and doing like a full in VR thing. But that's just the rule of the house.
When we did the reveal party a while back, a bunch of people came up and looked at the VR room, and they were kind of passing around the vibe and checking it out.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that was there put it on, and he just starts looking around and was like, "Whoa, this is awesome!" And all he was just in that startups area with the like the planet for Vive, and he looks up and he's looking at the planet. He's like, "Man, this is incredible!" And then his fiance comes up and she's like, "Yeah, do you like she was about to say, do you like it?" And she puts her hand around his waist and he goes, "What the?" And just like hits her in the side of the face, like hard, like she fell over. And then he rips off the vibe. He's like, "Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry." But like the reaction was visceral. Like
you make a deal with yourself saying, if I get hurt because I'm going to frighten somebody, whether it be jumping out of a closet or fucking with someone with a VR headset on, you have to make a contract with yourself saying, if I get hurt, it's my fucking fault.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And I knew if I scared her and she, jacked me in the jaw once, I would laugh it off and I would say that I probably earned that. That's fine. But you have to make that mental deal with yourself.
Okay. Maybe there's some maybe you're gaining some sense of credibility back, because as long as you accept the fact that I might punch you in the fucking face, then that we're okay.
This is great.
Yeah, that's awesome and super terrifying.
See, and I grab her head because she's getting chewed up.
Yeah.
Oh, great!
That's intense,
it's
man.
so beautiful. I can't wait because she has 2 children that are 9 and 12. I can't wait to get them over and get them to play that.
Oh, dude, watching kids in VR that sounds really weird statement, but watching them experience VR was real crazy.
How crazy would it be for there to be like that game? And like, imagine something in the game comes out and grabs your head and moves your vision around. If someone behind you grabbed your head in the same way moved, oh man,
yeah.
Zeke, you should just like get triggers for that and just make a little note to yourself on when to do it and just do all the motions in the game on the person. That'd be so cool.
Zeke, what is Toontown, by the way? What?
It's not Toontown. It's Toonstruck.
Toonstruck. Okay. A lot of people have been wanting you to talk about this.
No, the title says I always knew I'd get it in Toontown. That's from Roger Rabbit.
Okay.
I just quoted Roger Rabbit for this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So what the fuck is this?
The name of the game is Toonstruck. It came out in 1996. They re-released it on Steam. And let me tell you, it is fucking fantastic.
Is it just well written, or? It is
one of the funniest games I've played in a long time. It is surprisingly blue. As far you'll see this part. Maybe not. Maybe this isn't the part where it happened. But okay. you see the cow. There's a clip that I tweeted. You see the cow? See above the cow?
Yes.
That's the Churnatron.
Okay.
Once I fix the Churnatron, you'll see the cow, or you'll see the suck thing. She calls it Mr. Suck, by the way. The okay. Churnatron.
Is this a mature game?
It's not really. It's like tongue-in-cheek PG-13 stuff that kids wouldn't get, but adults are like, oh fuck.
Okay.
There are jokes about testes. Like, I'm gonna give testes with you. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Wink and a nod to all the adults in the audience, but if you're a kid, you probably won't get the joke. The Mr. Suck hand comes down once I fix it, and it attaches to her udders, and she's like orgasmic about it. Oh, yes.
What the fuck?
It takes the milk and it produces butter.
Okay. Now, is it all voiced, I assume, as you're going from character? Okay, that's great.
All voiced, completely voiced. It is star packed.
Yeah.
You've got Dan Castellaneta from Simpsons. You've got Tress MacNeille from Futurama and Simpsons. Christopher Lloyd, obviously. Ben Stein makes an appearance. Who else? Dom DeLuise is in it.
Huh.
This game is 20 years old, and it is fantastically funny. It's a point and click. Find this to get. It's one of those connect the dots. I have to get a seal of approval on this order so I can get a costume from the costume lady, so I can take this costume and go into the nightclub. And then once in the nightclub, I can find this thing. It's, one thing to the other thing, collecting items along the way.
Right. It's a venture game. Yeah.
Yeah. The synopsis of the story is it's kind of like Cool World. You're the artist. Christopher Lloyd is the artist. He gets sucked into his own creation and he has to find a way out. And while he's there, the king inside of the world if he wants the way out, he makes Christopher Lloyd destroy the bad guy who's making everything dull and, gray and terrible and depressing.
Sure.
So you have to power up, and I shit you not, you have to power up a machine called the Cutifier.
Great.
And you have to find little items from around to put in the Cutifier in order to do it.
Tim Curry's apparently also in this.
Oh, and Tim Curry. Shit, I can't forget Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Tim Curry's amazing.
Tim fucking Curry.
Yeah.
How long, where did you decide to play this? Someone just tweeted at you or what?
Someone said, hey, have you ever seen this game? It just released.
Released.
It's on GOG.
Oh.
Yeah. But it just
got re-released like just a few days ago, right? Last week?
The 15th, I think.
Okay.
But he said, have you seen this? And I looked at it and I went, this might be fucking awesome. And it was better than I expected. Much better than I expected. Some of the humor is definitely adult humor. There's no nudity or anything. Oh, one of the other parts, there's what is it? The Maleviator, which is the bad machine. The Cutifier is the good machine. The Maleviator is the bad machine, which turns everything depressing and gray. It hits that barn that I was in with the cow and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it turns the cow into a masochist and the sheep into a sadist. And the cow is on this torture wheel where she's getting whipped by the sheep.
Oh, I saw you rage at this, Zeke.
I hate these puzzles. I hate them so bad.
I saw Adam Contini tweet out a clip of you, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh, he's raging. And he got really upset at chat.
I don't know how long it took me. It probably took me like half an hour.
Yeah.
40 minutes to do this. It's just, I hate these puzzles. And the reason why it took me so long is because you see that at the top, that big smile?
Yeah.
I didn't realize the big smile was attached to that purple tiny head. I thought it'd be a big head, so I was looking for this big head, but that purple tiny head is connected to that huge smile. So I kept trying to figure out where the fuck that went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I got real salty with somebody in chat.
It's okay. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should show the clip, but I'm not going to.
And I'm not looking at. I'm barely looking at chat during this. I don't even want to see what they're saying. So someone re-upped and said it was a 39-month re-up, and they said when I first subbed you, you had just started this puzzle. I was like, you motherfucker.
At least that's like pretty good comically.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good joke.
But then someone said the thing that you hate when you're playing a puzzle game is this is so easy, and I just fucking.
Oh yeah, that'll tilt you. That's 100% tiltified.
His mother made an appearance in the comment. And
yep, that's the one I watched.
I'll tell you the worst. Hey, I just went to do XX and I got back and he's still doing this?
Yeah, that's happened before. Yeah.
I when I do puzzle games, I get that all the time.
Yeah. There's some pretty tried and true comments that people have for sure. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the game. How much was it on Good Old Games?
I actually bought it on Steam.
Oh, you bought it on Steam? Okay.
Yeah, I like buying stuff on Steam rather than GOG because I have them in one place. I'll forget about my GOG folder sometimes.
Yeah, won't most purchases on GOG give you a Steam key? I know they do that for some of them. Yeah.
Many will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just the two games that I bought on Steam, like they're sitting on my desktop as icons.
Okay.
I bought Vampire, the Masquerade Bloodlines on GOG. And I bought one other one. I can't remember, but they were not Steam codes. They were the actual game.
Okay.
So I was not aware that they mostly give you Steam codes. I did not know that.
Before we move on, I know we kind of talked pretty good length about it last week, but you played some Dishonored 2. Were you playing?
That's right.
You played the PC version of it? Was it patched? Was it all good? Are we good to go? Not really?
Anybody who watched my Dishonored playing knows about the no-no spot.
What is that?
The no-no spot where you can't go, where games go to crash in Dishonored.
Oh, really?
This section of the map that I could not go to without a clockwork, like on the dot crash. I knew exactly where, like the radius of it. If I took one step into it, crash.
What the fuck, man?
I avoided that spot and no crashes since then. But there was one spot and I thought to myself, oh man, I don't want this to keep happening. So we tried some fixes. I downloaded the beta patch. I turned the graphics all the way down, had nothing to do with it. Eventually, I just avoided the spot. Never figured out what was wrong, but I definitely just eventually avoided the spot and I didn't have a crash since.
Man, that sucks.
But it crashed really like 20 times in a row at the same spot. And the reason why I kept going back there is because there was a fucking bone charm there and I wanted to get it.
Yeah, I'd be furious. I'd probably quit the game if that happened to me. So yeah.
That's the kind of thing, Zeke. That's the kind of shit that happens to people that are trying to do a 100% run and it like ruins the entire experience. For them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's infuriating. I mean, the game.
That's really shitty.
And then you get shits like Freeborn 1979. It's like, I had no problems in PC version. Look at the whole game.
Wait. Zeke, you're on a call with like that guy. Coh's that guy. Coh is that guy.
Hey,
100%.
You're talking to a guy that had to play 3 hours off stream because he ran into a bug. I mean, performance was great for me. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, that's true.
I had my own share of bugs, dude.
That's true.
Like I won't tell you. I just when you spend a 3-hour cast meticulously crawling over every square inch of an area, and then you run into a bug that completely messes your playthrough up. 100%. Like, dude, you can see at the end of that cast, I
still a little upset.
I stare at the camera for like 60 seconds, and I was very close to just being like, I'm gonna wait until a patch. I almost. Oh, dude, I
do remember you talking about that last week. Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, even I ran into bugs. So.
I don't like eating corn on the cob because it gets stuck in my teeth. Oh, I've been eating corn on the cob for years, and it never gets stuck in my teeth. What's your fucking problem?
Yeah. My brother said he played a little bit of this as well and didn't have too many issues. He maybe didn't get where you were, but I was asking him, if like the performance and stuff was better than it was at launch, and he said, yeah, they definitely improved it. So I don't know if I'll ever go back to it. I don't know. We'll see. I just can't, for some reason I can't get into any game right now. And I'm actually a little bit worried that that's going to happen as well with Final Fantasy. Not saying that it's a bad, but just saying like maybe I'm just like burnt out on shit. I don't know. We'll have to find out next week. But did you enjoy your time with it, Zeke?
I did. I really did. I enjoyed it a lot because I was not concerned about completionist stuff. I wanted to get all the bone charms and all the runes. Just because they're on your map and they're taunting you. But as far as I never snuck or sneaked. I never sneaked anywhere. Snuck. I don't think snuck's a word. I never sneaked anywhere. I was loud out there. Never listen. I barely ever listened to anyone's dialogue that required you to sneak up on them and hear shit. I just ran in there and I was the Rat King. I love the rat spell because you just stand.
Oh my god!
And
those rats are awesome.
Your enemies. The only people I had problems with were the ones that the rats wouldn't eat, which were the clockwork guys.
That's awesome.
Because they don't have any flesh on them. But being the Rat King is so much fun, and they might be a little OP. To be fair,
there's a lot of powers in Dishonored 2 that are a little OP.
Huh.
Yes. Domino on Emily is just it doesn't even make sense.
You can just link everyone together and just kill one guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's some parts in the game that just make it for such amazing comedy. Like there's this one part where these two guards are really bullying this guy into paying money, and at the very end they push him into a wall of light, which makes him die instantly. So you can sneak up and domino them all. So the second the guards push them into the wall of light, they all just explode in a flash. It's pretty fantastic. You can do a lot of that kind of stuff. It makes for a fun creative playthrough.
Yeah.
For killing people.
Oh, by the way, for those of you guys saying snuck is correct, both are accepted, but sneaked was the first that was accepted
in the dictionary. So let's go with sneaked.
So sneaked and snuck, both acceptable.
There you go. That's one of the things I say a lot, by the way.
That's like awesome.
Yeah.
like shit, like fuck, like dude, fuck, like holy crap. The reason why I played it was as I expected. It wasn't very viewer friendly, viewer bait on my channel because it's a AAA game and people much rather. I doubled my viewership with Toonstruck, but I will say that it was a lot of fun. The gameplay is great. I don't know if it'll crack the top 10 for me though. Not sure.
That's right. Yeah, we gotta start thinking.
This is not your kind of game normally, Z. So that would be impressive if it did.
It's a fun game. No, I played the first Dishonored all the way through snucking. I snucked my way all the way through the first 100%. No alarms, no kills.
That's what I did. And you really enjoyed the game, right?
I did.
Yeah, same here. I don't know why I can't play the second one because it's just an extension of the first one.
See, you guys should really play the Dishonored 1 DLC. What a lot of people don't know is Delilah is a central character to Dishonored 1 DLC.
Is that the person that shows up in the beginning?
What's up?
Is Delilah the person? Do what?
No, nothing. Never mind.
Well, no.
Needless to say, to really, if you really want to enjoy Dishonored 2, play the DLC for Dishonored 1. Okay. Because it adds a perspective that really helps kind of understand the situation. And you can snuck through it as well. Mm-hmm. So that's it's a good direction to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think Peter Man Johnson has it right. It's actually snuckted.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's the past participle of sneak.
Past participle pronoun.
Jesus.
I believe.
Yeah, there you go.
Jesus if you want to be grammatically correct.
You played it for a while, though. I mean, you played 8 hours, so you must have been enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it's easy to play. There's that thing that I did. It's easy to play. It's very easy to play. It's easy to feel like you're making progress because there's always a bone charm or a rune on your way to another quest item.
Right.
So you stop and you figure out like how this one in particular, fuck this one in particular, because I couldn't get to it. I couldn't figure it out. I ran all the way around the house like 10 times. And finally someone had to
I know exactly where that is.
Finally someone had to spoil it for me because I said, I'm not going to get stuck on this. Someone help me. I would look it up by now. And they told me, and I went, that's clever. I don't feel like bad for asking. It's clever, but it's a new thing that I wasn't looking for. So
I know exactly where you are, and I ran into the exact same issues, just for the record.
Yep. I had to have someone spoil that one for me because I couldn't figure it out. But yes, it's a great game. It is a wonderful, immersive. If I read everything in that I had picked up in that 8 hours of playing, that way it would have extended at least another hour and a half. There's so much lore and so much text. If you like that kind of stuff, you don't have to. That's the best way. It's kind of like Dark Souls that way. You can read the lore and it's in depth and there's storytelling, or you can just forget it and have fun with the gameplay, which is what I did.
People seem to really be enjoying it, so maybe I'll go. I should maybe put some more time in it just to make sure it's not going to be on my game of the year list. But I don't know.
If you aren't invested, dude, there's no point to.
Yeah, that's true.
It's one of those types of games. If you're invested, it's awesome and it's a lot of fun. But if you don't care, you never will.
Also, we need a ruling right now on our game of the years. Do the games the games that are on our top 10 our top 10 list that we're submitting for
You're
game
trying
of the
to
year.
sneak Overwatch in there again, aren't you?
No,
fucker?
I'm not. We've already agreed Overwatch can't be on there. But
Overwatch Season 2, that's a completely different story.
do the games have to have come out this year?
Yes.
So
2016.
Zeke can't put Toontown on there or whatever that name.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Well, to be fair,
it did come out though, I guess.
It did re-release.
Okay, so re-releases are okay.
Theoretically, even though I don't see there's no reason to because they didn't add anything, but we could say the BioShock collection would be in the top 10.
We could say Skyrim remastered.
Exactly. They
Okay.
did.
All right.
I'm honestly not counting. I would not count those. If you ask,
But I mean, neither of them added anything.
That's why we're putting in some rules here because we haven't done this yet,
That's true. That's true.
and we got a little bit of time to kill.
Okay,
so-
real quick. Can any of us think of any games that would qualify for this that would actually make our top 10? The ones that we could do are two,
Special edition.
which might for Zeke. BioShock Collection, Skyrim Remastered. Are there many more?
I'm trying to. I've had a hard.
Skyrim Special Edition, not remastered, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Snuffed right by us.
I don't think so. I'm having a hard time just thinking of my top 10 games to begin with. I got to go look at a list of everything that came out this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying The Witcher 3 DLC. This is not. I've heard that many, many times that their game of the year is a DLC.
We can't do that. We can't
So
do it.
no DLCs
if anything,
as well.
If anything, we should do a top 3 DLCs for the year as a separate list. But as trust me, as somebody who is, it pains me to say this as a Witcher 3 fanatic, we can't count Blood and Wine as a game of the a top 10.
All right. I mean,
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I'm of the listing the way of whatever the fuck you played this year that you had a great time playing can go on that list. But if you guys want to be very specific and say like no DLCs, no remasters,
I think we should do a DLC list too.
Honorable mention.
A lot of good DLCs.
Well, the other thing you got to remember in terms of production, we can only go so far here. So some stuff is just not going to have graphics for it.
If we're going to do a single list, one list, then let's go ahead and include DLCs and expansions.
Okay.
But just like make sure to note that in our lists.
Sure.
That it is.
Yeah, of course.
Hold on. We're including them in the top 10.
Yeah, that's what we just said.
Yes.
Do you agree with
so
that?
in other words, Blood and Wine will be in my top 10.
All confirmed. Guys, I'm not going to put Overwatch on. We've already agreed Overwatch cannot be on this year's list. So we're fine. Even if I could put any other year or any game from any other year that I played this year, Overwatch would probably be on the list, but it can't be on that list.
Well, if we could argue this because you said Overwatch was a game of the year last year.
Yes.
Witcher was your game of the year last year, right, Crow?
Correct.
Yes.
It's not a different game.
It's not. And also, technically, Overwatch came out in 2016, not 2015. So,
And you could argue that Overwatch came out with new characters this year.
Yeah,
Or
but
any-
let's be
and
honest. Fucking Sombra's the worst thing in Overwatch right now. So
I really think it should be full games that came out 2016 and have a separate honorable mention category saying this didn't make the list because it was a remastered or a DLC or something like that. That's what I would prefer.
The only thing that would make me say that we should include them in the list is and I hate to keep coming back to this. Blood and Wine from Witcher 3 is better than some of the games in my top 20. Like,
I know. I completely understand that. There's DLCs that are fucking amazing, but they're DLCs. They're not the core game.
Okay, let's make them games that came out this month. I'm okay with that. I'm on board with
games
that.
that came out in 2016 that are not.
And we'll do an honorable mentions for DLC and extra stuff that we can talk about.
Okay.
After.
Sure.
And you can, I mean, I'm not like preventing you from saying that Blood and Wine is only in my honorable mention because I couldn't put it on the Game of the Year list as my number one choice. No one's like saying.
I mean, that's what I'm. Overwatch is on my honorable mentions because I couldn't put on. Game of the Year.
No,
Yeah, and for people
Doomstruck
saying that
will
Witcher
be
3
on.
Game of the Year came out, that doesn't count because we didn't play Witcher 3 Game of the Year. We'd have to have played the game again. Like we would have had to play Skyrim Special Edition to put that on our list.
Yeah.
Like just because it re-released, that doesn't count.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't shoot my wad early with Overwatch last year. I was a soothsayer and knew that it was going to be 2016's Game of the Year. So I was the hipster and said it was 2015's Game of the Year.
You can't even play the game for more than 3 hours at a time.
Yeah, but how much time have I put into you? You can't play Witcher 3 right now for an hour. If you went back, you'd be bored as fuck.
Damn you.
I've put in over like 500 plus hours in that game. So
Only
far.
Witcher 3 was multiplayer.
Exactly. 100% true. 100% true.
Cyberpunk.
It's not out. I mean, you could maybe put it on.
Oh, it's true.
there.
That's true. But just early warning, they've announced multiplayer features in Cyberpunk. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
that'd be a great game to talk about on Drop Frames 2021.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Whenever
When
that
it
fucking
finally
comes out, you're
releases.
right. God damn. Yeah, if the show's still going in 2021, we'll talk about it. Let's talk a little bit about Planet Coaster because that's kind of the only thing. Oh, then I want to talk about Steep because I have very strong opinions about that. But first, Planet Coaster.
And then FF15.
Yeah, then we'll end with Final Fantasy 15. Yeah. Planet Coaster I played about an hour of it. I got pretty bored. You seem to really enjoy it though.
I'll be right back.
I am really enjoying Planet Coaster, but mainly it's because of the rather well-designed and fun campaign system. I'm the kind of person where I love a good sandbox, but the way to get me to keep playing a good sandbox is to put challenges in it where I have to utilize the sandbox to achieve goals. And that's a disconnect a lot of sandbox games don't, or that's a disconnect a lot of sandbox games have, where they'll give you all the cool tools and the thing to play in, but there's not a lot of reason to do it. So one of the reasons I've streamed Planet Coaster probably 20 plus hours over the last few days, and I'm actually streaming it tomorrow morning too, is these challenge modes. And they do things like, each one has 3 stars, and they do things like you have to have X people appreciate your park, X parks, park scenery rating, build a coaster that meets these requirements,
Right.
make this much money a year. And it makes it really interesting for me. So I've been kind of methodically working through all of these. I'm actually on the very last challenge mode right now. And, very last campaign level. And people keep asking me, are you going to do sandbox? Are you going to do sandbox? And I don't think I'm going to do sandbox. I think I'm going to do, they put in something called like challenge mode where you don't have unlimited money. You still have to make a park that works, and you have to address all the issues that come with making a park. But at the same time, it just goes on forever, and you can do whatever you want. So that's the next step. I'm hoping to get to that point tomorrow because I've had this crazy build idea I want to do where I basically kind of want to recreate BioShock Infinite's Columbia on floating islands in this game. And
That'd
have
be
like
cool.
each island be like a section, like a family ride and a thrill seeker, and have roller coasters that connect the floating islands. Like I got all these things I want to try. But to get to that point, I've got to finish the current mission I'm on. And in challenge mode, it's going to be difficult because something I didn't really realize is it costs a ton of money to deform the terrain, which is kind of interesting. You can't just, it's not like Cities, Skylines, or other games. You can just do
build it
whatever
up
you
and
want with
down.
the terrain, have
Yeah.
fun with it. Yeah, like this one, it'll cost you half your money just to make a mountain kind of thing. And then you have to put the coaster and do everything through it. So But yeah, I've been having a huge amount of fun in this game. Been making some crazy coasters lately that like go underground and have trigger systems that fire off special effects and stuff. And it's been really fun. It's been really fun.
Just looking at the overview of this, I wish people in real life walked like this.
Yeah,
Like
I was watching the people walk.
I walk like this everywhere I go. I hate traveling. I want to be there, so I walk. I'm pushing over baby carriages and old ladies and shit. I want people to walk like this.
Yeah.
Like
the game is really weird. Like you can put stairs everywhere, and it's like, man, hope you're not disabled. And everyone is like the exact same size, and it's like it's really kind of they really make the whole people component very basic in this game, which of course is fine. I mean, it's it's all for fun. So,
but is that a robot dog?
Yeah.
What's up? Oh yeah, dude. There's all sorts of crazy sci-fi stuff. There's like UFOs in the background. I don't know if there's any of the ships I made. I made like a custom ship in there. The UFOs and the dog are pre-made. They actually have a pretty good amount of pre-made stuff.
Did you download any of the workshop stuff yet?
That was the next thing I was going to say. Not only is there a decent amount of stuff in the game that you can really build onto, but the Steam Workshop has tons of new stuff. I haven't even scratched the surface of the Steam Workshop. Steam Workshop yet. But some people have really downloaded a bunch of stuff off it, and there's some incredibly impressive stuff on that. And if you're a Planet Coaster player, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I think I want to know where you stand on this. To me, the best part of Planet Coaster had nothing to do with the gameplay, nothing to do with the minute-to-minute loop. It was the music. the music loading it up was so good. Yeah,
the music is pretty good. Not only is the music pretty good, but there are some hilarious parts of it. Like it has its own in-game language, kind of like The Sims.
Uh-huh.
And there's like a pirate shanty song, so it ends up being like Herbert, 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 and it's like just in this random language, and they're like trying to string words together. It's super weird, but hilarious. There's also some horrible dubstep, and also things, but the music is pretty funny. But it gets to a point where you're just like. You hear like there were a couple of people in my chat requesting that I change songs on certain rides because I'd be working on C hear them and they're just like, this is too much, please change this.
That sucks. I feel like this game is what you're seeing right now is the game, and if you're into this stuff, then you're into the stuff, and if not, it's a very divisive game. Like you either like this type of stuff or you don't, and that's
exactly right.
That's kind of that's it. Like that's all you could really say about it.
Also, it's important to mention, I never played any Roller Coaster Tycoons. The most I ever did was literally Theme Park by Bullfrog. Okay. That was my last major park building sim. So for me, a lot of the stuff that I was encountering that people would be like, oh, this was done in the last Roller Coaster Tycoon and all that stuff. And they were like, man, how are you not tired of this? I had never done this for a long time. So a lot of it was pretty cool and new for me. I don't know if you have scenes from the end of this morning. But
I can find it. Hold on.
We started doing like underground coasters and stuff and filling them with explosives and like putting dragons in front of them and triggering them to come down when people like the coasters have gotten really advanced and towards the end of it. But it's been a lot of fun making them all.
This type of stuff right here. Here we go.
Yeah, this is when I was just starting I think that's the exit. And then on the other side is the entrance where
that stuff is cool. Could you build an entire park underground?
You absolutely can. Yep, you can have the entrance just go right underground, and then you can clear out and deform all of that if you want to. In fact, I think I saw a streamer doing that. I don't remember who it was, but he was making like a cave system where the people were moving through like these big open cave areas underground. They kind of get frustrating to move around in though, because the camera sometimes catches the terrain. So I mean, it's a cool idea and concept, but also it makes it really hard to see because you can't really like idle under there. You kind of go down to construct and you can see little areas, but you can't really get a feel for how big your park is or all of it when you're underground. So
I've heard a couple of complaints about this game that you can't kill anybody on the coasters.
Okay, that drives me kind of nuts. And here's what pisses me off. You have to test a ride before you open it.
Right.
But there's fear, excitement, and nausea levels. If the fear is too high, people won't ride it. And you have high fear in situations where people would, I don't know, die. So it's the kind of thing where it's really unfortunate. You can't technically kill your people. And that was really sad because one of the first coasters I made was literally like, let's see how high we can go and just slam them into the ground. This is going to be awesome.
That is the only thing I have done in the game was exactly that. And I was very disappointed when I couldn't send people that are demonic.
Now, what you can do is you can put roller coasters into areas like you can drop a coaster right to where there's a huge line of people, and then you can test it. And the test coaster will fly off the rails into the large group of people. So that's kind of cool.
Does it kill them, or do they just move?
Projectiles at pedestrians?
Yeah, I think they just like get back up and go from there. So it's not like a big deal or anything. I haven't.
I'm surprised there's no option for crash test dummies or something. So you could.
Oh, that's actually when you test the ride, it fills it with like crash test dummies, and then it like goes around the course and that.
So you can't crash them and kill them.
Sort of. I mean, you whenever you're testing an unfinished roller coaster, the carts do just fly off the end of the rails and kind of explode and disappear. But I mean, it's just test dummies. Like there's never any people on it. So
okay.
There's something to be said though about watching you make this. You can like that fucking dragon, like that's just cool to have the dragon there over the coaster.
Oh, it's even cooler is you see his
made
animation.
That stuff. Yeah,
his animation is to go down, but what you can do is set a trigger on the track so it only fires the animation when the cart goes over it.
That's
cool.
So
the dragon will sit up there, just kind of moving back and forth, and then when the cart comes by, right when it comes through, the dragon like goes down over it.
That's pretty
and then
cool.
Right after that, the carts start like all these explosions start going off in that tunnel. You see it go through.
That's
so
rad.
I mean, there's all sorts of fun stuff you can do in this game.
Yeah.
What keeps you, or what would keep someone coming back to this game?
Well, there's two things. First of all, the creativity aspect. It is a great theme park sandbox. If you've ever had an idea and wanted to build a theme park of your dreams, then this is a great game to do it in. For me personally, though, like I said at the beginning, a big thing that's kept me playing this game, the 20 plus hours I have, is the challenge mode. I like being able to do stuff like this while I have a goal of something I'm working towards. So in this particular park, this is the very last mission, and you have to, the whole point of this mission for the first time in the 10 plus missions I've done so far, it's all these really intricate coaster requirements. So like the first one was build a coaster that's an excitement level 5 minimum and 750 meters. Cool, easy. Well, the second star is to build a much longer coaster that has a certain excitement level and is under a certain fear level, and then another requirement to build a coaster that does not exceed an average speed. So that kind of switches the whole thing up. Like I'd never normally make a slow coaster. I'm all about fast, really cool coasters. So that kind of spins the whole thing up and, puts me in a zone I wouldn't normally be in and stuff like that. So that's really what's kept me playing the game. And once I'm done with the challenge stuff, I have like one big theme park I want to make. Like one, I want to basically see what I can do in just having a blank canvas. And then honestly, I'll be done with the game.
Yeah. It was only what, 20, 30? How much is it? 25?
Oh, I don't remember how much. I don't think it was.
I don't think it's full price.
Yeah. But really, I mean, this game was designed for sandbox lovers. Like it's $45.
Okay.
So
it's a little bit higher than I thought.
But I mean, to be fair, like, again, I'm someone who's worked through the challenge modes. I've put, let's see, I haven't left this game on at all. So I have put, let me see how much time I've put into this game. 25 hours.
Okay.
So, and that's without building a sandbox one, which I'm sure will take me at least 4 or 5 hours. And I'm still doing a challenge one.
What's your rule of thumb? Is it $2 an hour?
For me, it's $2 an hour. And then again, that's average value. If the game is worth more than $2 an hour, great example is BioShock Infinite. That takes you about 11 hours to beat that game, but that's a really quality 11 hours. So that kind of thing's fine. But in general, $2 an hour. And again, that's great. If you think about value and how much it costs to actually get entertainment these days, $2 an hour is small. Like that's generous in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially if you really like what you're playing.
Speaking of value, someone brought up the autumn sale on Steam, and there's quite a few awesome things.
Really? You haven't bought everything? Like I feel like as a streamer, the fucking Steam sales are just the worst.
Oh, I have a lot of
Galaxy.
I have a lot of the games that are on there, but there are certain games, Batman franchise 50, like every single Batman game, including Legos, Batman's are 50 to 75% off.
Maybe they'll get enough money so they can fix the fucking Telltale version of Batman. That'd be great.
Dude, hey,
I'd love to play it anytime.
Chivalry, 90% off, $2.50.
There's probably still people playing that too.
Oh, hell yeah, there are.
That is fun.
Yeah.
What's the one that I was...
Outlast is $5 right now.
Oh, that's like... Bring Outlast home to your parents. Just happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Play some Outlast. Bring the family together.
You should try Whistleblower.
Yeah.
Charming.
Yeah, exactly.
Grim Dawn is down from 25 to 15, which is a great deal for that game. Grim Dawn is awesome.
Yep, that's a great one.
It's down to $15.
Yep.
All right, yeah. If you like Diablo, pick it up.
City Skyline, $7.50.
That's worth that.
I spent 60 plus hours in that game.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That game's great.
And City Skyline has a disaster expansion pack coming out soon.
Yep.
So finally, all that, like, when it came out, everyone was like, "Where are my disaster?" They're putting them in the game. So good time to pick it up.
Hold on. Someone said Psychonauts is $1.
It's probably right. Sounds about true.
What's the situation on Psychonauts 2?
I don't know. Isn't it being
Didn't they,
crowdfunded?
there was a big thing about that a little bit ago.
Didn't they crowdfund it on Jib.com or what? what is Double Fine's crowd service thing that Schaefer's a part of? Whatever that is, I think that's it.
If you have never played Psychonauts,
It's on Fig.
Fig.
get it right now for $1. That is a crazy good deal. It's usually $10. It's worth every penny of $10. But if you can get Psychonauts for $1 right now, fucking go get it. It's awesome and it stands up. It's a wonderful game.
I agree.
Cool. Yeah, it hit 3.8 million of the 3.3 goal in January this year. So we're gonna see Psychonauts 2.
That'll be
Man,
fun.
I can't wait for that. That game, I still can't believe I haven't streamed that game yet. But
Please don't fuck it up. Please don't fuck it up.
I mean, they're
dude,
probably
there's nothing like Psychonauts.
it's double. They're just gonna make the same game again, which is what everyone
That's
wants.
great.
Yeah, that's what everyone wants.
Exactly.
Like as long as they don't fucking not make the same game.
Wow,
that's
Fallout
what we
4
got.
is only $20 right now. That's finally a good price.
Well,
Oh, it hurts me saying that as a Fallout fanboy. It really does, but it's $19.79 for Fallout 4 right now. The game is $10 cheaper than the freaking season pass.
look, man, if you buy Fallout 4, you got to get that season pass.
That
I mean,
and the season pass is 40% off.
I'm just saying what they're saying in the boardroom when they set those prices.
Oh, that hurts me to see. That is. Anyway, moving on. What can we
Anyways,
talk about? Final Fantasy. Let's talk about Final Fantasy.
We got to talk about Steep first.
Okay.
How'd you did you play Steep at all? Did you check this out? Okay, you'll be the one, I guess, just to sit idly or something. My issue with Steep is that I went into it thinking like, man, Cool Borders was a really cool game for the PS1. Man, 1080 snowboarding was like super good for the 64. It is nothing like those two games at all. And I could not fucking stand playing this game for more than 30 minutes. I quit out immediately. I was so triggered by like the way, like in those games, they're arcadey in the sense that if I just want to stand still and jump, I can do that. And this one, you have to be like, you have to have a jump first. You have to time the jump properly. And then you have to hope to God that if the jump is timed properly, that you can somehow, like, I didn't get the hand on in 30 minutes, the control scheme at all. It took me a long time.
Every single trick is a mini game.
Yes. Which some
And
people
it's funny,
enjoy.
JP, because I would have sworn you would have heard my rant at the end of it with what you just said. I can't agree more. Like with 1080 and the other games, you jump up in the air and at any point you press a button and your guy starts spinning or you start doing the trick or something like that. And in this game, it's like now first of all, let me say this right now. No question this is user error. A lot of people were like, no, you just suck at the game. Correct. I suck at the game. That is correct. It is a very difficult game. And my argument is that it should not be that fucking hard to get my guy to spin around in the air in a snowboarding game.
Yes.
Like it becomes like you have to pay hawk-like attention to every single button press when you're doing these jumps to get basically what happens is you hold a button to prep your jump, you release it when you jump, right? Everything's cool. If you don't, first of all, if you're holding a direction before you let go, nothing happens and your character just sits there idly gliding through the air and there's nothing you can do about it. Period.
And it's the biggest buzzkill in the world when you do that. It feels so
like
bad.
the last trick for like, and you're going to get gold if you just hit like the base trick. Yeah. horrible.
Yep.
So then when you're in the air, you have to hold a direction immediately after. There's a like less than a second window that you have to pick what trick you want to do. Then you have to hold that. And then it's like you have to release it at the right time. But if you don't release it at the right time, your character won't stop the animation. So he'll keep doing it even though you aren't using the controls to do it. It's just graphics were great. Yes. Premise surprisingly good of just finding new tracks and resting with your friends. When I first started this game, I was having a great time with it. Bunch of subs followed me on the slopes from when they friended me during Rainbow Six Siege. We were racing each other. It was really cool. By the end of the stream, I was so frustrated with the controls. I was not right. Yeah, like
this is me. Yeah, this is me doing this shit.
I was not. But that's the kind of stuff right there. But I was not having fun at the end of the game. Like I was just frustrated that I couldn't do the same thing multiple times in a row. That I was like, this is more. The controls are holding me back from enjoying this game.
Yeah, I was expecting like I said at the beginning, I was expecting an arcade. I was expecting SSX to come back and fucking be fantastic and have great music. And what I got was more like a true to life extreme sports game. I guess is maybe I'll say it. This is the most fun I had. It feels more
simulation than arcade.
Yeah, this let's see if I can find it.
So that's horrible.
Someone said in chat that this is kind of like Trials. Is that true or
not? Yes. A lot of people have said that exact statement, and I kind of agree with it, but it's less arcadey. It's as if you took Trials and made it in like a real world. This is the most fun I had in the game, by the way.
Trials has 2 buttons and leaning.
It's more in advance than that. Yeah.
It's a little bit more advanced.
Break, lean. And I really enjoyed Trials.
Yeah. Sorry, this is the most fun I had in the game right here with the jumpsuit. Was just starting the jumpsuit thing and then just walking around and jumping.
And that's fun. And to be fair, there's a lot of parts in this game that are just on your face.
Just nonstop and into the grate. It was so.
But good. Like the racing, the non-trick racing, that was pretty fun. Going around the place and finding stuff, that was pretty fun. I actually hated the paragliding. I don't know about you, JP.
Yeah, I just enjoyed the paragliding for this aspect. Yeah, I just enjoyed doing this. It's just like jumping at the grail, and your guy goes like full fucking belly flop right into the grail.
Yeah. The best is when you do a half belly flop and then his front part just kind of leans off and then his whole body just like slides after it.
Yeah.
But I gotta say this, as someone in my chat pointed out, it is in beta. They could rework the controls and make it more. And I really hope they do, because that would kick that game. That would kick this game back into me wanting to play it again mode instead of getting frustrated.
Yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm just doing that over and over because I hated the fucking game. I was more interested in just seeing my character die as you are in arcade games. Go ahead.
You gotta admit, the wingsuit stuff, once you got going, was cool. Like I had a really good time.
It's definitely a pretty game.
The racing was really fun. Like there were a lot of really good parts about this game. People are saying that they really like it and that they know other streamers that really like it. There's a lot of likable things about this game. There's no question. So yeah, I mean, there's cool stuff, but yeah, it's still beta. It's still got its issues. Hopefully it'll work them out. So
I love you.
Let you go all the way down?
No, I'm restarting before I want to get back into the action of just falling as fast as possible. But yeah, again, you got to remember we're not being critics of the game. We're being streamers and voicing our opinions of it. We're not saying that this is necessarily a good or bad game.
A lot of people are like, well, it's not supposed to be simple, and maybe you should learn to work for your progress. Saying it's a hard game. That's cool, but when I'm just playing a snowboarding game with my friends, I don't need to deal with that level of frustration. That's cool, but it could be so much better. The controls could be awesome. Allow us to start tricks if we miss that little window. That's the kind of stuff that makes this an enjoyable experience from a frustrating one. So.
Yeah. Also, to everyone saying like we're not fans of sports games, you're not going to see dumb fuck Joe go pick up. That sounds a little. You're not going to see Joe go pick up Madden and be like, I should try this game. I want to go snowboarding because I play football. There's no fucking correlation there, man, at all. That's like such a stupid argument.
Someone just said a lot of people have the same opinion on Dark Souls. What do you think about that game? It's a completely different thing to go into a game expecting a challenge and to want to snowboard with your buddies. Those are two completely different things. This is not meant to be the Dark Souls of snowboarding.
No,
That's
I think
not what Steep is.
that's what Ubisoft pitched it as. Actually, I mean that was that was in my press release that I got in my email. Was the Dark
Join
Souls?
us for the Dark Souls of snowboarding.
No, of sports games. Of sports.
As you brave the mountain. No, I don't think that's where we're going with that.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But yeah, I really don't think that's the plan here.
Anyway, maybe a little more clarification would help.
Okay.
Saying you don't like the game is not the same as saying it's a bad game. What do you think? Is it a good game?
I think here's a cool thing. Here's my take on it. Ubisoft has done a really cool thing this year where they've done it with Steep and they've done it with what is their sword fight? For Honor. They released the games very early on in a very beta state to work on it and get a ton of feedback from the community. This game doesn't come, or no, this game actually, that's actually live with this because this ships in early December. But they're putting betas out there in order to see what they can want to do with it. And I hope they do more of that. And I also hope they do it more because it's good for consumers to be able to be like, hey, this was an open beta. Maybe I should check this game out and I don't have to spend $60 to do it. Like, I think that's really good what they're doing. Is it a good game? It's well made. It looks pretty. The control scheme is a little bit not something that I enjoy, but that's an opinion. That's not like I can't.
Absolutely, it's an opinion. As we said at the very beginning, it's because we suck at it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you play Steep a lot, or you're really good at this kind of stuff, you may have a totally different experience, and that's awesome for you. We're going off our experience.
Yeah.
And also another clarification is just because someone like I can probably speak for all of us. Just because we suck at a game doesn't mean we also therefore hate the game.
In this case, in this case, I hate this game.
That's fine.
See, but I'm in the opposite boat. I thought there were a lot of positive things about the game, and the biggest drawback for me was my control issues. I may be playing this game longer if I didn't have those control issues. So yeah, it's just it's all the same stuff. It's all the same stuff. If they make changes to the control scheme, I will be back to Steep.
I like skiing more than snowboarding. By the way, I don't know. Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I had
a little bit. I like the snowboarding more.
I felt like I had more control over what I was doing when I would ski instead of snowboarding. Snowboarding, you're kind of like, I don't know, stuck, if that makes sense. Like you're one directional almost. With skis, you have a little bit more control.
You hit a rock and just started a trick. Why not?
And that's what I want. That I was playing this game like it was a fucking Cool Borders or 10A snowboarding or SSX because I was doing that stuff over and over. And then I kept dying because you have a health bar in a fucking snowboarding game.
Yeah. I was not a big fan of the G system. Like the thing that really bugged me is if you land a trick from a high distance, then just going forward, if you hit a little bump, if you have enough G, you then immediately fall over.
Right.
And it's kind of like, but dude, I just landed that trick. Like it how can I not just recover? I don't know. That system, I ranted about that system a little bit during it too.
Yeah.
I understand it. Every one of these games we love from our childhood has a balanced system of some kind. So they're all there. Like it's not like the G system.
Well,
but it did feel a little tighter than it needed to be.
To be fair, the reason that I was a fan of Cool Borders way back in the day is because I unlocked the fucking alien and I could go up and do like a 5,000 degree spin and land it on just like a simple half pipe. And that was cool to me. There's no reason for that game to ever exist again because that's really stupid and doesn't make any sense. But that's what I enjoyed about it. The I don't know, 13 or 14-year-old me was super into that type of stuff. So
I forgot to mention this. Speaking of hard games or games that we suck at, but we still enjoy, I forgot to tell you guys is what I've been playing off cast.
Oh yeah?
Because it would probably be like really boring to watch me just fail over and over again. I've been playing the shit out of Enter the Gungeon.
Oh, you're still playing that?
Really? Why are you streaming that? That's perfect for you to stream.
No, it's bad. It's bad because I'm terrible at it. I'm absolutely terrible. And I was tracking my progress last night playing. I think I played for like 4 or 5 hours last night. And I made very little progress because I would get to a certain point that and just die. I would get to a certain point that took me half an hour, 45 minutes to and die. And that's it. You get nothing. You get nothing. Good day, sir.
Right. Yeah. The game's just a dick like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been playing that a lot and I suck at it. And it does keep making me want to go back though, because of certain mechanics, certain road-like mechanics, where you have to offer this elevator repairman certain items that you get from replaying the levels over and over again to get an elevator to the next level, like a shortcut to the next level and stuff like that. So that's what kept me coming back. Okay, I got to collect 4 keys and $180. Okay, fuck. And I had to play like 5 different times at 20 to 45 minutes a piece before I actually had a run that I could do that. Yeah. So that's what kept me coming back.
Okay. Well, we've gone 2 hours now, so I guess we should talk about Final Fantasy and then probably call it a show. So last night I had the opportunity, Square in a probably one of the weirdest, it wasn't a sponsored, it was literally like they just brought the game by my house and let me play it for 3 hours, because that's what they did. They brought in a Xbox One dev kit, which I'd never seen before, hooked it all up, and I played the Xbox One version of the retail release of Final Fantasy 15, which I had played most of it already, but it was in Japanese. So I got to experience a little bit of the story, at least starting out in full English. I got to run around, do a couple of the quest, and do the dialogue trees and all that stuff. But the gameplay was kind of what I had already played before. But if you guys have any questions about this, we can talk about it now, because there was some new stuff that I saw that I want to really jump into. But Co or Zeke, throw questions at me, because I don't know what I should say or shouldn't say, because I could probably talk about this for a long time.
You have now played this game for 4 hours.
Yes.
By the end of your 4 hours playing it, was there any difference in your levels of hype for release?
I was very upset when they left last night. I wanted them to leave the Xbox One dev kit and just keep playing all night.
So
but it's because
it was dragging. Did it all, now that you've really spent hours in the game plus your demo, like, are you still just as hyped as you were before, or is it wearing?
But it might be a little bit unfair for me to answer that, because I did jump around to multiple points in the story. It wasn't a linear experience. It was, hey, look at this cool amusement park ride, right? Like, I was jumping from cool thing to cool thing. But the first, I've played chapter 1 basically 2 times now, once in Japanese and once in English. And each time I've played it, I didn't do all the side quests. I wasn't bored by the fighting. I enjoyed the fighting aspect. I got better at the fighting aspect. So there's like a sense of skill. A lot of people criticize the game as you hit Y, you warp strike to someone, you hold down B and it just auto attacks, and then you kill the mob and you keep doing that over and over. My understanding of the game, and I'll show this in a fight later on, is it gets really hard and you actually have to understand, you have to block, you have to parry shit. Even though there are button prompts, there's still like pretty timing specific stuff that you have to do. And I feel like that's kind of
actiony almost.
Yeah. I'll show the fight a little bit later on, but also like positioning. So if you're standing next to one of the 3 other people, it will jump into kind of a combo with that person and do more damage. So you need to position yourself in a lot of these fights. This stuff is like the very beginning of the game. So going and fighting this stuff, you pretty much just can hold down B. Or you can, do some of these other lock-on abilities and stuff like that to do combos and things with your party members. But yeah, you see, there's some other stuff here. Like at this point in time in this fight, there's a thing that says land a warp strike, and you have 10 minutes. Oh, he's playing into the Gungeon. Nice. You have 10 minutes to like do a warp strike.
I'm not playing it. I just have it on.
Okay. I don't know if you get, I didn't ask this because I didn't realize this till I was watching the VOD, but I don't know if you get more XP if you complete this little task, or you get an item or what. But I know that this popped up in a bigger fight that I'll show towards the end, where it's like, do 90,000 damage in the next 45 seconds and you'll get X. And I don't know if that's like an XP bonus or what. So That's one of the things that I want to try to figure out. I know there are challenges, but I don't know what the reward is, which is cool. The quest seemed fine. A lot of people were worried about the English voiceovers. It seems really good. I wasn't annoyed by any particular character.
I didn't mind him when I heard him.
Yeah, like I was worried a little bit about Prompto's voice, because he's kind of the quirky character, I guess, if you want to say that. But his voice was fine. It sounded empathetic when it needed to be. It sounded like the kind of carefree character when it needed to be as well. And I really want to play the story stuff. Here's the full map. If you want to see that, they let me show that off.
This is not turn-based, though.
It can be, in a weird way. I mean, it kind of can be.
You can turn-based or pause start.
You can turn the fighting into what's called wait mode. And so in wait mode, you go to make an action and everything freezes. And
Pause start.
Yeah, and you decide what action you want to do.
It's like old school Baldur's Skate style.
Yeah. And I asked them, like, obviously it's not too useful in this fight, or in like these early level fights. But what is useful is that some of the later fights, pausing and seeing what you can do in terms of warping to this place to get the fuck away from the fight for a second, or, healing a party member, or just getting the fuck out and actually think about what's going on is pretty useful. So I could see how some of the harder fights, you're going to probably want to toggle that on just to see everything. I want to try to show the entire map. I don't know.
Can you plot out moves ahead of time for all the characters, or just one at a time?
You don't control the other characters at all. They auto attack on their own, but they have like.
It's just you then.
Yeah, but they have. You can like. I'll show it eventually when we get to the bigger fight. Like if you're pinned down like that, they'll come over and help you up. If you see right here where it says LB, you push that when each of the bar fills up, and you can choose which one of the party members you want to do a little special ability. And those abilities change and get better over the game. I was only able to show the first couple of ones, but I know that they change in terms of what they do and how they affect the party and all that stuff.
So you're only in control during a fight of one character?
Yes. Yep.
Wow. Okay. That's actually kind of appealing to me, to be honest with you.
It's very... have you played any Kingdom Hearts game? Zeke? Have you ever watched a Kingdom Hearts game?
Yeah, I've actually watched them at AGDQ. I love the long ones.
It's very much like a Kingdom Hearts game in terms of the combat.
Another thing, Zeke, that may be attractive to you is the fact that combat, you seamlessly go in and out of combat.
See right here, Zeke. This is the combo thing. I just went to that guy and he's doing a little special move. He shoots him, and if he didn't kill him there, it would come back to me, and if I time it right, I can hit B, and then I combo off of that and like jump back into the fight and do a little bit extra damage. So
wait, did you activate that, or
I did?
that
Yeah. No, I activated it. Let's see if I can get back to it. So right here, I'll press LB in a second. A little side menu will pop up. See where it says max? Little side menu will pop up in just a second as soon as I get out of this guy. And you'll see like the three of them right here. And you choose which one, and those change. So Tempest, Mark, and Piercer are the starting ones, and those change over time. You can get better ones. I accidentally showed a tier 2 one last night, and it was kind of like, hey, don't show that. Like I clicked the OBS scene as fast as possible, so it didn't finish.
So you have,
by the way, while we're talking about this, JP, did you see the screenshot?
Which one?
The one that I linked in chat earlier?
Yes, I think I did. I don't know I don't remember what it was though.
Look at what the arrows are pointing at the bottom there.
Oh yeah, but like that was on there was a GameStop thing last year when the game was announced. Remember, and it said PC as well. So.
Oh, is that the same thing?
No, that's GameStop. That was GameSpot.
Okay. Yeah, for those wondering what we're talking about, apparently there was a screenshot of Final Fantasy 15 on an official news website that said it was coming out for the PC as well.
Yeah, it was on GameSpot.com. So I don't know if that was an error or what.
There's been no official talk.
Yeah,
about
they've said that they've gone out as far as to say it's not happening. I don't know. I will. The other thing, when you use an item, the game does freeze, and you're able to select what item you want to use, and that's very simple. You just hold down right trigger, at least on the Xbox, and you go and choose an item, and then you cast the item, and you're done. So that stuff was cool. What else was there? Is this the full map? Oh no, this is the driving stuff. Driving stuff is pretty.
Every time I fucking see this, it gets me like in a very irky.
The driving.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
In a Final Fantasy game where you're fighting with swords and it's a fantasy world, and then you're in a car.
I mean, this is
well, dude. I mean, Final Fantasy 7. I mean, think about all the tech they had in that game,
it's
like with the motorcycles and stuff.
It's like steampunky though. This is
true.
This is you're in Arizona driving along to like you're on your road trip to Mesa, your grandma.
A little bit. You're not wrong. I will also say that, and they've already come out and said this. I didn't get to see it last night. It was in a trailer they announced on Monday. The car turns into an airship, or it turns into a flying car. So this is how you fly.
No, okay, I understand. That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So wait, are you actually driving around right now?
Yeah, this is me driving around. A lot of it's pretty handholdy. You can't drive off the road and go fucking do whatever you want.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the nice thing is too is you can hop in a car and have it go, hey, I want to go to this quest, and then it drives you there. So you can just fucking zone out, talk to chat.
It's like the
do whatever
horse
you
in
want.
Witcher.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
They also the radio in the car has, and they told me that you can find songs from other stuff in the game as well. So it's not just what I saw, but it had already loaded on it Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy I, Kingsglaive, their mobile game, and one other, and then like an Afrojack song. All on the radio.
I got high.
Not that's different Afrojack.
I just wrote a chocobo because I got high.
No, I just see them in the car looking like a boy band, listening to like California girls, they're unforgettable. You know, just driving along and like Zoolander.
Yeah.
Having a gas fight at the gas station. That's what I see when I see that.
Sure. That's a little bit of the story. Here's the fishing stuff. I showed a little bit this last week, though.
This is the reason, by the way, guys, this is the reason why I love JP.
I just keep going?
No, you don't feel like it's necessary to defend what is true, what is absolutely true.
Oh, no, I love the absurdity and the bullshit of it. That's why I play these games. Yeah.
More people should learn from that example that you don't need to defend it. You can just agree with it and say, well, I love it.
Yeah, I don't get upset when people
Fuck
make fun of that at all. I don't have there's no reason to defend myself against that stuff.
Yeah. And I was referring to the
boy band stuff.
Steep.
Oh, yeah, okay.
People are like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Gotcha. I'm trying to. So that was a U-turn stuff. We showed some of this is story, and I don't want to show too much of it.
Yeah, I gotta be careful watching this.
Yeah, there's no big story stuff in the first chapter at all, really. Here's a cool thing, and actually a pro tip if you guys buy the game. In the first town that you go to after the starting town, if you sleep there, you get 2 times the experience when you level up. So when you go and kill mobs, you get a set amount of experience. Say you kill a mob or you do a quest, you get 1,000 experience, right? That 1,000 experience does not actually apply to your character until you go and camp or rest. If you go to this first inn, you get 2 times experience. So I'm going to save all my experience and go to this inn and get double the fucking experience from doing all that shit. It seems like a pretty much no-brainer.
Wait, does that every time you stay there?
Yes.
So you just always want to level up at inns?
I guess so, yeah. Unless you can't and you need to go to a camp for some reason. And I ask him, like, is there other stuff in the game like that? And he goes, yeah, but I can't talk about it. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's some story stuff right after that. So this next thing is the special content that I got to show last night. It's a level 67 quest. I was level 60. I was bumped up to level 60, starting with, I think, some different items and stuff. And I had the level 2 spells, so the tier 2 spells. So for Final Fantasy fans, that's Fyra, Blizzara, and Thundara, I think. The tier 3 stuff is still for Aga, Blizzaga.
All Agas, right?
Yeah, all the Agas and stuff like that. And they told me what that stuff actually does. I can't say, but I really want to see what it looks like because this stuff is already cool enough. You got to run over here to this mountain and stuff like that. I'll show these spells off because I do a little bit of the different.
So JP, real quick, while you're finding that,
Yep.
How is the skill system in terms of specialization? Can you really pick a path for your character to go down, or is it kind of like all the abilities are kind of general?
I can't.
Can you specialize?
Yes, but it's not like
can you get better at casting spells than melee?
that. I don't know specifically. I do know that there is a way to customize your characters in that sense, but one, the stuff that I saw for that I'm not allowed to talk about, and 2, I didn't really see much of it, so I couldn't talk about it that much. But in the demo that I played last week in Japanese, you can go and get certain small upgrades to make your characters better at fighting or equip different accessories that make them have more HP and make them more of a tank, stuff like that. So there are ways to differentiate. I think this is Thundara, and you might want to watch in the bottom right-hand corner to see the HP values of my entire team go to 0 when I kill them all with this spell on accident. This is a really cool... You got to aim all your spells, too. It's not just... You don't just cast it. This is Thundara. It just kills everyone. Lightning just fucking strikes down and kills everyone. It's level 2. All my party died there. It killed all the mobs. The mobs are like charred. The ground is like charred. It looks like electricity actually.
So wait a second. You killed your entire party, but they all just got back up?
They got back up, yeah. And it's because it's not a... So there's 2 types of down. There's you're down, you can go over and like pick them up, or they're dead and you cast a Phoenix down on them. And
so there's a chance that you could have ended that fight and there would have been people that just did not get back up.
Yeah, because then you have to cast Phoenix down on them. If you go down, there's a chance for you to go completely down, and you have to cast Phoenix down on yourself. If you don't have one, the game ends. So
when you do that, does like another person come over and do it?
No, you just like cast the Phoenix down on yourself and you're up. So there's self-res in that sense, which you'll see a lot of here in the upcoming fight.
Cool.
We'll save some of the other spells just so you guys you can get... I put up this this little bit on YouTube if you want to watch the full thing. There's like lava and stuff over here. When you walk on the lava, you take damage over time. So it's got that type shit in it. But for me, this was definitely the highlight of this was... Oh yeah, here's a cool thing. When you're confused, they did the thing where your controls are all fucked up. So forward is back, back is forward, left is right, right is left. And I don't know about the face buttons, but these wasps...
I really think that they should change that, because that is a known confusion mechanic.
But it works.
Fuck it all up completely.
Okay.
Up is left, down is right. Like completely just randomize your controls. I think that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah. That'd be good.
How spoiler is this fight coming up?
It's not. It's a level 67 mission that everyone will do. I don't know how many. Like,
it's not like a story mission. It's like a
no. This is a hunt. Okay. It's a hunt mission.
Cool.
I'll kind of... Let's see. It's like right up here. I kind of want to show... Oh, also these things... Apparently these things can spawn... These are on level 28 mobs, so it's a little bit higher level. That's why I'm kind of running through them so fast. But apparently when you first encounter these guys, they're a fucking nightmare because they can, 1, confuse you, but 2, they also pick you up and they'll drop you from real high and you take falling damage in the game. So they'll just straight up pick you up all the way up to top and just drop and kill you. So this is the mob. You might have saw me talk about this last week when I played through the demo or whenever that was.
The bird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw pictures of it.
You fight the bird.
Awesome.
And the map zooms out and you're this tiny on the map as this giant bird is in front of you, fucking like just destroying you. So this is kind of like how the fight starts. I'll just jump to the actual fight.
That bird got motherfucking wings on its head.
It does. That's me. The little guy running around on the bottom is me, and that's the bird. He's fucking huge.
That's cool. The scale of it's cool.
He's fucking huge.
Dude, that's some Shadows of the Colossus shit right there.
Yeah. And apparently they get bigger than this. Also, he one-shot me the second I walked into the fight. He stepped on me and I got killed. You just straight up die. If you don't have a Phoenix down, you can't. You just die.
What happens?
Yeah, I got hit for like 999 both times that happened when I ran into the fight. So they're teaching me about the Phoenix down and how that stuff works. The fight was really hard. The first time I went, I had no idea what I was doing. I had to learn how to warp strike and all that stuff.
Did you beat it?
I beat it the second time, yeah. Without, they were like, do you want a couple more levels and stuff? Because I was 60, the mob's 67, so there's some variance. It's like, no, I want to beat it because you guys said this is beatable. I want to do it at this. And the second time, I didn't really have too much of a problem because I understood the systems.
You're targeting like multiple body parts?
He has about 8 different body parts you could target. You could target his head, his like neck, the 2 claws, which are pretty much invulnerable to physical damage. You could target the wings. Do all that stuff. You can also, around him, and I'll probably do this eventually, it says point warp up there at the top of the screen. So if you just hold down Y, he'll fling a sword and he'll go all the way over there and just kind of hang out so you can get away from the fight. There's a sense of invulnerability when you use like a special with your teammate. So if something bad is really happening, you can do that and you'll get like a 2 or 3 second vulnerability because it goes to the other character. So you can kind of get out of like crazy fucking shit that way. Here's that thing where it says if you do 94,000 damage or more in the next 26 seconds, you get something. I don't know what that is. The first fight, I think I died after about 20 minutes. It was a pretty long, decently long fight. He's got a bunch of different mechanics. He just killed 2 guys right here. This is a really cool part of the fight. There's one other that's in the second part that I didn't upload, and I won't say what it is because he does different moves each time. This one he just straight out fucking like dive bombs you and just kills you. Like I just died because I didn't block it. If you block it, Noctis like catches it with his sword and then like pushes him over and he gets vulnerable. You do more damage to him. But yeah, apparently there's a lot of fights of this nature in the game, and that has me like super stoked for it because I want to see more gigantic fucking creatures like this that I have to.
And if this is like a side boss, imagine what some of the bigger story bosses are going to look like.
Yeah, like I can't even
That's
imagine.
cool,
I think in the opening of the game you see the final boss. That's my
I know what you're talking about.
yeah. I think that's my
In that giant room.
yeah. I don't have any basis for that. I just think that's the final boss. Kind of how that's going on. So I hope so. I hope that's what happens. That would be really cool.
That'd be interesting.
But yeah, this guy was fucking really difficult, and I was glad that they showed it because a lot of people were like, "Oh, this game, you just hold down B." It's like, no, man, this guy will just fucking destroy you. So there's me like blinking away from it, and you can see how fucking big it is. It's probably about like I don't know, 100 times the size of the normal character. One of the times I went up on the ledge like that, and he was in the dive bomb state, so I'm just hanging there, and he just comes over and dives bomb me, and I die while hanging on the side of the ledge. He didn't give any fucks about it. So
quick question. You said you could blink out of the fight.
yes.
Can you just let your teammates take care of certain fights?
They'll eventually die. They're not strong enough to be able to take everything out on their own. At least in this case, they might be able to do it with like regular
I'm
fights.
talking about like mobs and stuff. I would assume they'd die for this, but
Maybe so. Here's where I did the side thing. He just says like, "No, you're a fucking idiot and you're gonna die." So he just straight up fell to the ground. I want to see if I can try to get the block stuff shown. He does like he hits super fucking hard, just straight up instant deaths anytime he attacks you. That's when you knock him over. I think that was actually right before that.
seeing this just makes me really hyped for hyped and a little bit sad for Last Guardian.
Yeah, that comes out. No, it comes out in 2 weeks.
Didn't they push it to Q1?
Comes out in 2 weeks.
Nah, I thought they pushed it back.
No, it very much is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming out in December, like 6th or 7th.
Can't wait.
Weeks, yeah.
Okay. I thought they pushed it back. I must have misheard.
I'm kind of sad, man. I was actually pretty pumped they pushed it back because then I was going to do like the big Final Fantasy run and then do Ico.
Yeah.
I would say that wrong. And then because I've never played that, and then Last Guardian. But I got an email
Just kidding. It's Ico.
Hey, want to play it? And I was like, but I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy then.
Yeah. They are pretty
I
close
don't
to
know.
each other.
Yeah.
They also are a pretty shared audience too, so that kind of sucks. If I block this one, we'll stop showing this stuff because I know people are.
December 6th. Thank you, chat. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, they pushed it back to December. Okay, so it was supposed to come out before that.
There we go. That's when I parry it, and you fucking like you push him over.
It's that little tiny sword on that little tiny person.
It's fucking rad how he just like catches this giant fucking bird on the edge of his sword.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's I got to play through that stuff. I think Strippin's playing something else that hasn't been shown on Monday that I was gonna play last night, but this ended up I fucking died, so I didn't get a chance to play it. But yeah, I think that's Monday, a day before release. But I'm super stoked for it. I can't wait for the 24-hour stream. The one thing that I am worried about for the 24-hour stream is that I start going down the like side mission rabbit hole, and it's just really boring to watch because some side missions tend to sometimes be not that interesting. For example, there's a cat on a bridge when you're walking around in one of the towns, and you go up and like talk to the cat, and he starts meowing. He's like, "Oh, let's catch him some fish." So then you have to go fucking catch a fish for the cat, and it like teaches you a fishing recipe or something like, or a cooking recipe or something like that. So they've definitely got some smaller side.
Just saying, JP, that just got me so hot.
Yeah. No, look, the other thing,
Just saying.
and my chat was clued in on this. When you do this quest, you get a dragon skill for finishing it. So how the fuck does that cat have a dragon skill that he can give you when you complete it by giving him fish?
Same way you can parry a giant fucking bird.
Probably. You're probably 100% right. Maybe that's accurate.
That's probably the end boss, JP.
Yeah. You might be right. You might be right.
Ooh, Twister Rooney.
You never know. You never
Patsy
know.
and Boss.
And then I think there's no other news apart from that. Zeke, I'm supposed to remind you about the Twitch Xmas album.
Yes, and you can actually can you here? I'm gonna put. Wait.
Just tell me where to go.
1 second. I'm giving you the link right now. 1 second here. There we go. There you go. So a very, what is it called? A very twitchy Christmas. Now this is first let me say this is for charity. This is all done for benefiting St. Jude. A very twitchy Christmas put together by General Mittens. You might know General Mittens from TwitchCon. He did a speech during TwitchCon, the closing, what's the opposite of the keynote? The goodbye speech, whatever. The goodbye
like that.
ceremony. He did a speech about how much this community has helped him through his trials and tribulation with depression and anxiety and that kind of stuff. That's where you might have heard him from. But he contacted me and a few other streamers like Eat My Diction, Skin Teen, Fairlight Excalibur. There are 8 songs on this album. And let me put the
Can we listen to you sing Up on the Housetop?
and that's what I was gonna say. Yes, if you can, please do. But there's 8 songs in the album. It's $5. Most of the proceeds go towards St. Jude. So I suggest you just go over there. I put the link in chat. Go over there and buy it now. There's a lot of songs from a lot of different Twitch related people.
Oh, I can't listen to it unless I buy it. You gotta make me buy this thing.
How can I send you a file?
I'll just buy it. Hold on. Unless I have to I gotta put in my fucking credit card and shit. I don't want to do that yet.
Wait.
Just send me a file on Skype.
There you go.
Something.
Put it in Skype.
You put it in Skype.
See if that works in Skype. I put it in Skype. Yep.
I'm not receiving the message yet.
Oh, it's still going. It's still circulating. Hold on.
Okay.
It's about half.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
We'll just hang
Yeah,
out.
and you can buy it right now and download it. I'm not sure which one would be faster. But it has a lot of songs from a lot of different people, and it's for a good cause. And it starts up with I didn't know. I had to ask him. I said, is it all right if there's swearing in this? And he said, I'll have to get back to you. And he went, if it's not too bad, yes, then go ahead.
Okay.
All right, should be there. Got it?
Yeah, you guys can't
Okay.
hear it. It's playing right now.
Okay.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws. Look out, shit, it's Santa Claus. Down through the chimney with fucking toys. All for the little shit's Christmas joys. Ho, 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 who would go? Yo, ho, ho, I'm a pirate now. Oh, up on the housetop,
Okay.
click, click,
Yeah.
click.
All right, there you go.
Voice of an angel.
Voice of an angel right there.
No, that was very, very purposely done. I
Sure.
listened to the song once through, and then I laid that track. That's the second track, the second take. And then I laid it down after that for that specific reason. So it would sound like I was either drunk or didn't know what I was doing.
Uh-huh.
So my song is it's purposefully comedic.
So I'm willing to wager that Scene of Action song on here is the best one with Silent Night. Do you know? Is that
I would imagine. since
it's Scene of Action? Yeah, he's probably the only actual.
musician.
He's the only musician. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to hear Fairlight sing though. I wonder how that sounds. He did.
He's good. Yeah, he has some talent, man.
Really?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little I want to describe it as semi-operatic. Like he has a good vibrato.
Okay.
And he sings deep in his throat. Like it's a little
throaty. A little throaty.
a little like this.
Okay, I got you.
Three kings of the Orient are.
Oh yeah, okay. I can hear that in his voice when
Yeah,
he talks.
like that. It's better than that. It's not as cartoony as I was making it, but he's actually he can carry a tune, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
You guys should have gotten Ann to sing on this. She does karaoke streams all the time.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard her sing.
Yeah,
She's amazing.
she's
but
talented.
I wasn't in charge of it, so
Gotcha. Okay.
I was just asked. So, and I didn't know who else was going to be on it.
Cool. Well, that's. Are you gonna? Did you post the link in chat for people to get?
I did, and I'll do it again.
Yeah, do it one more time. Is it all proceeds go to? Yeah, all proceeds from this album will be donated directly to St. Jude's. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Bandcamp like takes a very minor cut, but
Sure.
yeah,
Cool stuff.
yeah.
That's very very charitable of General Min and friends. So good on you guys. I don't really care about the news of the week. There's nothing to talk about. Final Fantasy is next week. Like, let's see here.
Are we doing a show next week?
Maybe. If we don't, I won't be here the week after that. So.
Can I play Final Fantasy during it?
We can probably do the show like Friday or something like that. I feel like that would be better to do it later on in the week so we have a better impression of the game. Also, because I'll be coming off a 24-hour stream and be really cranky if we do a show. There's no news, though, really, except for drama.
It's been a quiet couple weeks,
So
man.
next Wednesday is the 30th. Why are people going on vacation or?
No, 29th is Final Fantasy release. JP's doing a 24. I'm doing a 12 plus.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then the week after that, I'm on vacation from the 5th to the 11th. I'm going to a ski lodge with a bunch of people, so that's gonna suck.
You're actually gonna do that after playing Steep, dude?
No, I'm not skiing. I'm going to sit. Yeah, no. I've skied and the controls are terrible, so I'm not gonna even get out there. So that's how I'm handling that shit. Yeah, there's no news at all. Oh, are you guys gonna play Hitman now that you played a little bit of it, Zeke? Are you gonna play it, Co, now that's like done? Season 1's done?
Yes, it's actually on my short list. I'm wrapping up Rebel Galaxy and I'm wrapping up Planet Coaster, and I still have like 5 days. So I think I'm going to be returning to Divinity Original Sin, maybe checking out Hitman.
Okay.
A few things coming up, but Hitman is like the next.
Yeah, dude. If you're struggling for games to play, Hitman, I cannot recommend it enough. It is so much fun, and it's fun to watch too.
Dude, I had a great time with episode 1. The biggest issue with Hitman for me when I first played it was that I ran out of stuff. I didn't want to do the same maps over and over, which is great for some people, but I wasn't really feeling that. So now that the whole thing's out, I've heard it's like 10 plus hours of Hitman goodness and all new levels and stuff. So yeah, I'll be hitting that before Final Fantasy.
And it's half or not. Well, it's half off. Yeah, $29.99.
Nice. On Steam right now?
Yep, complete first season, episodes 1 through 6 plus bonus episode, $29.99.
That's a hell of a buy. That's a hell of a buy for sure.
Yeah, it's fully worth $60 and even better at $30.
Yeah, great.
And if you get into the repetition, you're talking like pennies per hour.
Oh yeah.
The escalations and shit. Oh my god, you'll take forever doing some of those.
Serious Gaming has like 200 plus hours into that, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was watching a playthrough of Vinny from Giant Bomb, and he was walking around with a fire extinguisher, and that was his only weapon that he was using. So people would just sit there and they'd be doing whatever they're doing, and then they turn and go, "What the?" And he just chunked the fire extinguisher at their face and just knock them the fuck out. It was so funny every time.
I did a few missions crowbar percent.
Yeah, you just come up and beat him up.
I had was crowbar and throw it right in their face because you don't really miss. He's so accurate.
Yeah, it's a perfect shot every time.
And they're like, one of my favorite clips that I watched the most was replaying Hitman, and this guy was like, "Don't see me, you motherfucker. Don't see me. What the fuck?" And it makes that satisfying like metallic noise.
Oh yeah, they nailed that.
Like a ton of fucking bricks.
They nailed the fuck out of that.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, let's get out here and do some shout outs because I want to go play with my new TV. Do some shout outs.
Will do. First of all, big thank you to JP and Zeke. I got to admit, I kind of love these chill episodes just where we don't have a guest and just hang out and talk. It's been a lot of fun. You can find me at twitch.tv/CohhCarnage. We're going to be doing Planet Coaster coming up, more Rebel Galaxy, Divinity Original Sin, maybe some Hitman. Then we've got some big Final Fantasy 15 stuff coming up. Hope to see you guys there for that. But as always, thank you for watching. Thanks as always to my co-hosts. And hope to see you in the channel. We're going to be doing Planet Coaster tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So hope to see you guys there.
Fantastic. They just dropped a big patch note list for the day one update of 15, so I'll check that out in a sec.
Not only that, they're talking about putting in like, oh, go ahead.
Nope.
There's like gameplay stuff being added. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of major additions to the
Yep.
day one fantasy patch. So pretty
Yep.
cool.
Zeke, some shout outs, sir.
What up, Ezekiel Third here. How's it going? Faux R is always the word of the day. I'm a variety broadcaster right now. I am in the middle. I just finished the first disc back in the day of Toonstruck, and I'm now on to disc 2. Please insert disc 2 of Toonstruck, and I will be hopefully. My plan is to play it tomorrow after I eat Thanksgiving dinner. I'll come back here tired and full of turkey, and we'll play some more Toonstruck tomorrow. And then after Toonstruck is done, I'm not sure what I'm going to play. I might play some Enter the Gungeon on cast just so you can see me fucking rage. But a couple of things. Follow me on Twitter, Ezekiel_III. Still not verified. Not verified for life. YouTube, same thing. Twitch, same thing. It's always Ezekiel_III. And buy that Christmas album. Do it for a good cause. And it should be, there's some funny tracks, some awesome tracks. So thank you. I was going to say thank you to our guest. Nobody. Thank you to our guest. Nobody.
Thanks, nobody.
Hey, you need to go buy that album, or Zeke will snuck it in your stock.
Zeke's a snucker, man. He'll get you.
He is.
I snuck that snook in my sniz.
Not a snook in your sniz.
Snook in my sniz.
How could you do that?
Remember that South Park episode with the snooks? That was so funny.
Uh-oh.
I remember.
All right.
See you next week.
JP, who hasn't seen this, is just like,
Look
what
from-
are these guys
Yeah,
doing?
Why didn't you just mute us, you shitbag?
I need to watch some South Park, perhaps. So maybe I'll do that. We should be live next Wednesday, but if not, we'll be live on probably Friday. I don't know. We'll talk about it and let you guys know as soon as we know. Have a good one. Bye-bye. We're out for those celebrating Thanksgiving. Have a good one as well. Eat some turkey and stuff. Bye-bye. See you next time.